I become alive before the sun does rise. When the sun does rise, I read.
Okay, let's have a look here. Let's see what's going on. Okay, let's get some background music going here, people. Funky sounds. Okay, let's try this. Aha! We have music. Okay, that's a good start. Oh gosh, everybody's here already. Hold on. Stay there. Stay there. Don't go away. We're just setting up the stage. It's Sunday night and the crew's all gone home for the weekend. You know, it's a union show here. So, you know, we got to abide by the rules, you know. Oh, hold on. That's too much light. I'm not used to doing the whole show myself. I have an amazingly capable crew, as you know.
When the sun does rise, I reach out for the skies. Opening my hands to welcome the day. Together in the sun's rays, before on my head. And the mingling vibrations battle through my soul. Shaking up the poisons, making me whole. Casting out diseases by chanting the word. The sounds of the universe by all will be heard. Resonate inside us, love is the word. Hold on, let's see if we can do this. Moving through the day, no accidents arise. Okay, so that's good. Giving thanks to heaven that I am still alive. Blessing my enemies, blessing the ones I love. Stay there, stay there, stay there. Any damages I've done. Okay. And the healing vibrations rattle through my soul. Shaking out the poisons, making me whole. Casting out diseases by chanting the word. The sounds of the universe by all will be heard. Resonate inside us, love is the word. It's a seriously big question mark, people. I'm not even going to try to keep up. I can't keep up with the names anymore, so I'm not even going to try. There you go. Hello, everybody. Hey, Jenny, what's up? Looks like you made it. Here's Sharon here, Lindy Mel. Hi, Christina. Hi, MC. Hi, All Sun. Hi, Anita. Jackie Sean, Janita, greetings. Hold on, I saw some others. Who else is here? Sarah, Christina, Lisa D, Sarah Gonzalez, Lori Stottelmeyer. Hi, Lori. Sarah McCauley, yes. At the hospital waiting for your nephew? Holy shoot! Oh my God, that's scary. Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. Hold on, hold on. Congratulations. Well done, Jenny. Thank you for arriving here. I don't know what's going to happen. Love is the word. Now, who was that? Who's the one having a baby in the hospital? Hold on. Sarah McCauley. Wow, that's a big deal. Sarah Maxie. It's totally random, okay? Don't blame me. Sarah McCauley. Hello, Lori. Lori Stottelmeyer. Jenny's in the room. Nadia. Hey, Primary, what's up? Anna. Alona Hamilton from Oz.
Aussie land. Yay. Hold on. Hold on, Jenny. I don't know what to do, so give me a moment. Yeah, it's been a while. Thank you for coming back, Janita, Anita. And of course, Alston is here, holding up the tribe, holding up the barricades, making sure it all works. Okay, give me a moment. I need to catch up with you guys. Stay there. Just want to, I'm still just checking in, saying hi to everybody. Okay, wow. So it's actually working. Can you believe this? We're still here. We're still doing this. Little tiny tarot illumination is germinating and it is sprouting. The little plant, the little seeds are coming out of the ground. And yeah, sure, it's a bit of a charity operation, but it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of love. I love doing this for you guys. And over the long term, as you know, you've probably figured it out, Tarot Illumination wants to stick around. Okay, I want to keep doing this for you guys. I got to try and make it work over here. So you probably figured out that we're trying to get a little bit more serious about the business side so that it actually does work, you know, so we can keep doing this. So I'm glad you understand that. You guys have been extremely supportive of those things. Hold on. Let me just check. Who else is around? I'm just going to go over to the computer. I got to check in with Jenny. Jenny DeLuca is here tonight, and Jenny is moderating the chat room, but neither of us have a clue how to do this. So there you go. I don't. Let me just try something here, Jenny, if you want to bear with me. Boom, laka, 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 la, 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 da, 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 da. I'm trying to see if there's any buttons here for us, Jenny, to press. Social monitor. I'm going to try that. Okay, I don't know if it's saying anything. There's something. I just pressed a button called social monitor, and it's loading here, but I have no idea what it's doing. No, it seems to be irrelevant. It's nothing to do with us. Okay. So, So let me just try a couple more buttons. Stay there, Jenny. Manage the moderator. Oh, look at that. We have a fancy button just for you, Jenny. Okay. Paste the new moderator here. Oh, I didn't save it. Okay, I got to add it in. Stay there, Jenny. Stay there. Don't go away. I got to figure this stuff out. Hold on. Patience, everybody. This is technical stuff. I'm going to play another tune. Okay, so stay there. Hang in. I'm trying to make the show work better for you guys. I'm going to call it waiting because we're going to be waiting here for a few moments. Yay. All right, stay there. I'm going to try and sort it out so Jenny can do what Jenny does. Stay there, everybody, okay? Patience, please. I'm waiting on the will of heaven today. Gotta tune in to what the angels say. Listen for the good news coming my way. I'm waiting on the will of heaven today. I'm waiting on the will. Paste the new moderator here. Okay, so now I'm saving. Okay, Jenny, I don't know if you see anything over there, but it looks like I did something. I did something. I followed the instructions, and it said to sort out manage the moderator. So that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to. I don't know if it's going to work, but let me know if you notice anything in there. Okay, Jenny.
walking in circles.
Okay, so.
Feeding all the birds.
All right, so.
Climbing up a mountain, looking around. Ooh, yeah. Smelling all the flowers.
Jody, hi. Deity, greetings. Jay Lioness, greetings. Yeah. Hey, Bridget, hi. Good evening. It's 4 o'clock at night. What are you doing up at this time? It's crazy. You're a crazy person, like the rest of us. Okay. Well, okay, if you don't mind, that's fine. All sun. Okay. Hi, Deity. Okay, yeah. RLQ, hi. Happy-go-lucky, hi. Primary, hello, 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 hello. Nicole, hello, hello, hello. I'm going to give Nicole a reading tonight.
Smelling all the flowers, staring at the moon. Listen to the waves come crashing down. Walking in circles.
Hang in, patience. We're trying to get the show organized.
Climbing up a mountain, looking around. Yeah, I'm waiting on the will of
Zoe. Mokinibi. 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 That's cool. Mokinibi. Wow. Oh, what did you say, Christina? Hold on.
The good news coming my way.
Christina. Okay.
I'm waiting on the will of heaven today. I'm waiting on the will of heaven today.
I'm probably going to only be able to do a few readings tonight, like last week, maybe 5 or 6 at most, okay? So please don't be offended if I don't pick you, if it doesn't happen or whatever, okay? Okay, so be patient. We're still working stuff out. Hold on. Jenny, I don't know what to do. So Jenny, I already pasted your name into the I don't know where to paste it, but I pasted it in where it told me to paste it, and I saved it, and I don't know what else to do, so maybe we'll talk about it later. I don't even know if you guys can hear me while I'm talking over the music. Yeah.
I'm waiting on the will of heaven.
Oh, Bridget, yeah, because of the time differences, yes. I'm sorry I can't keep... It's all right. Hey, Mary, don't worry about it. You know, I can't, like, obviously I can't handle every single comment that comes in anymore. I've kind of got to the point where it's hard to manage the comments and all the emails and the communications. This is a little tiny mom and pop operation. It's just me and my other half. And we're trying to sort out a moderator for the evening. And we're trying to sort out the technology. Neither of us know what we're doing. I've already done everything I know how to do. And there's no indication that it's working or not. So, oh, Nadia Germain Sarur. Oh, okay. So Nadia, okay. Hold on, I want to make a note here. Oh. Yeah, maybe, I don't know what to do, Jenny. I already pasted your name in there and I saved it. And as far as I know, it should allow things to work, but we're live now, so I just kind of want to get on with the show. I hope you don't mind, Jenny. I'm just going to get on with the show and we'll figure it out, little bits at a time. Let me see. Lena, that's what I'm trying to do right now. So how do I name a moderator? So Lena, I'm going to look around at some more things. Sharon, I'm seeing only a small number of the chats. There's a lot of people here at the moment, and I only see about 4 or 5 chats at any period in time, and they go by very quickly. So I'm missing a lot of the chats. I'm missing a lot of the people's names who are here for the show tonight. It gets too big too quickly anymore. I can't really keep a list of the names anymore. It's very hard to keep up. So I'm sorry about that. I'm trying out these new ways to do the show so everybody gets a chance. But it's difficult, I have to tell you. Okay, so let's have a look here. All right, so I'm glad you understand. Please forgive me if we don't get a reading for you tonight specifically. So a couple of things. You know, this is the end of a lunar cycle right now. And a lot of you have been, you know, dealing with some very heavy stuff. And we've managed to get a few private readings over here to help you guys sort things out. So I really appreciate that. I love doing these things for you. And I'm glad that you appreciate it too. Okay. So what I want to do is, you know, first of all, I want to say thank you. It's kind of it feels like I'm doing a little bit of a repeat from last week. I want to say thank you for all the subscriptions. We crossed a huge threshold. That's the 10,000 mark. So it allows Terra Lumination to go to the YouTube world headquarters and hang out with the strategic team who help the creators. So we can figure out ways to like sort out this moderator thing, figure out ways to make the show work better and more efficiently for you guys and grow the channel more so that the channel can take care of itself and we can concentrate on readings and having fun because it's actually a lot of work to maintain the channel and to keep it running. So that's one thing. I wanted to thank you about that. And let's see, what else? Just the routine things. I want to do some routine things like we kind of do on most of the shows. I'm trying to keep things going here. So it's very strange over the holiday period. We really didn't get one buyer, not one buyer for the. Okay, I'm just going to pull it out. Hold on. Give me a moment here. It looks like everything's frozen. The whole show is frozen from over here. I'm going to have to reload. Bear with me. Ah, okay, now I can see things better. So I want to do a couple of things here now that we're back. Hold on, I want to make a little bit of space here, a bit of room here for you guys. This is the Terra Lumination scarf, okay? You've probably seen this plenty of times on the show already. And tonight I'm just going to do a little tiny bit of show and tell so that you can see it again in real life. This is real life live. This is a live show, everybody, as you know. So I want to show you, this is the scarf. This is painted by Terra Lumination, and then it's transcribed into silk, okay? So this is what it is. This is what it looks like. And I'm not a supermodel, so I don't do the modeling. But as you've probably seen on the channel, Abby did a beautiful video to model the scarf. Okay, so I just want to show you. And so this is what it looks like. If I measure it from here to here, that's 35 inches, okay? It's basically like 1 square meter. Well, it's not even that. It's not quite that big. It's 90 centimeters by 90 centimeters square. And it's the same dimensions that you would get on a Gucci or Hermes premium quality silk scarf, okay? Which are typically like 250 to 400 bucks a pop. So if anybody wants one of these, you can buy it. You can just go to terralumination.com and buy it. Okay, it's there. You'll find it. But meanwhile, we do have the raffle. Okay, so with the raffle, again, you'll probably have to look around the channel, or I'll put a button on here later. You can buy a ticket. You go to the raffle center, and you can buy a ticket, and it's like $4, you know, with the service charge. The ticket's $3, but the service charge is $1. So it's $4 for a ticket. And whoever wins the raffle, it's probably gonna, you know, I'm gonna keep the raffle open until all the tickets are sold. Okay. And when all the tickets are sold, we're gonna have a live drawing to see who gets the scarf. And I'll just show you again like we did before. When we have the show day, the drawing of the day, all the names are going to be put on a post-it note, just like this. It'll be your name, whoever bought the tickets. You'll have your ticket in a note in here. It's all scrunched up inside here, and then we shake it around, and then when it's time on the day, live, just like this, we put it in and we pull out the winner. And there's going to be one winner, and the one winner gets the scarf. They get the scarf, and here's the big deal. You get a free full complex reading. Okay, so it's kind of fun. You get two prizes. You know, whoever wins gets two prizes. So there you go. Jody Briggs would hang it up. Yeah, Jody, that's a good idea. Like you could use it as a filter or something, or maybe yeah, a wall hanging. One of the people wrote in and said she wanted to frame it. So I would love to do that. Framing is very expensive, but it would look beautiful as a piece of fabric art. Thank you very much for that suggestion. All right, there we go. That's enough about the raffle. Okay. So I want to find those people. Right now I've got 4 names up, okay? Nadia S, Sarah Maxie, Nicole J, and Christina R. That's where we are tonight. That's what's happening tonight. If I can get a couple more readings in later, we'll do that. Okay, just for fun. So yeah, it can be FB. If you want to buy the ticket, please just go to the channel. There is on a lot of the readings, if you pull up any of the monthly readings, all the readings have a little button. It's right up here at the very, very tippy top corner. It looks like the letter I. Okay, it looks like a white circle with the letter I in the middle. You click that little button, and it should tell you, here's how you get your raffle ticket. So you go over there, and you get your ticket. Okay, so that's how that works. And when you get the ticket, it comes back over here to Terra Lumination at the world headquarters, and we print it out. So we have everything on record for everybody, for whoever bought the ticket. And some people asked to buy more tickets. So we open it up, and you can buy up to 7 tickets if you really, really want to do this. If you're absolutely determined to win. Doesn't mean you're going to win, but there's a possibility. It increases the chances. So there you go. That's hey Jeffrey. Lisa D, can you do it by PayPal? Yes, I believe you can. When you go to the ticketing place, you can pay with PayPal. They have their own system, and it comes straight back here. So you don't have to worry about that. And if you don't have PayPal, it doesn't matter anyway, because you can still use the ticketing system, and they accept like a credit card, a debit card, or whatever you put in for you to when you do online shopping. It's just like doing any kind of online shopping. You just buy a ticket. That's all. All right, let's have a look. Yes. Who was that? Brigitte. Hold on. I don't know what's going to happen here. Hold on. You know what? Let's just start some readings for fun, because we've already talked enough, people. Okay, I've already done enough jibber jabber. Okay, Lisa, you got that? So just pick any of the, the monthly reports for January. At least one of the videos is going to have the little circle somewhere, and you can click it, and it'll take you to the raffle. Okay, so that's how you do it, and you can pay with PayPal or credit card or debit card. Okay, so yeah, have fun with that, and I would wish all of you luck, of course. Hello, Alana. Hello, Alana. Hi. Hey, sweet basil, good evening. So, another thing, I want to get this out in front of everybody. See this? This thing is totally beat up, okay? So, I just want to get this out there. It's just a piece of news. I've been showing this to everybody, every report, every private reading. We had a few private readings recently, so it makes the channel, more and more viable. I'm not going to. Anyway, so I wanted to keep you guys appraised. This is the big deal news of the moment. This is the massive Capricorn new moon happening next week, okay? Early next week. By the end of next week, everything changes. This is kind of the big green light moment for this huge new chapter in life for all of us. It starts next week for real, when the big Saturn cycle kicks in for real. You got Venus, Sun, Moon, Pluto, Mercury, Saturn, all piled up here around the 17th of January. And wherever this lies, I know a lot of you don't care about the astrology, and this is not even an astrology channel. But I like to bring these little snippets in just for fun. So wherever this lies in your chart, like if you know a bit about astrology, then you know you're going to have Capricorn somewhere in your chart. We don't know where. It could be absolutely anywhere. But wherever this lies, that's where you're going to have all these big shifts, big changes, like big serious reality checks, probably the stripping down and the breaking down of everything that does not work in that part of your life. If it's over here with love and romance, creative self-expression, or if it's up here with your career, or if it's over here directly with yourself, your identity, or maybe over here in the foundations of your life, wherever this is happening. With the tarot, it doesn't really matter too much about any of this. We can do readings anyway. But I know a lot of you link the tarot with the astrology, and it's a common practice now that all the tarot readings are broken up into 12 categories according to the 12 main zodiac signs. So there you go. Who knew? Yeah? So there you go. Yay. So let's, I want to have a little sip. I'm going to have some cranberry juice. This is real live cranberry juice. And I hid the label. I'm a bit thirsty. And then we're going to start a reading, okay? First up. Who's first up? Let's have a look. Let's have a look, people. Thank all of you for all your support and growth, encouragement throughout 2017. Because in a few months, Tarot Illumination will be celebrating its first year anniversary. So, first up, I'm going to read for Nadia. Okay, there you go. Nadia, you're up. Okay. All right, let's make some room here. If you've come to this show before, you know what's going to happen. You already know the routine. And we're just going to do it, okay? So, all right. Now, the cards were shuffled well in advance, like we always do. And then we're going to read. I had a little bit of a spillage over here. It's got a little bit damp. And so we just have to live with that. I can't help it. It'll just dry out on its own. Okay, hold on, stay there. I'm doing some mop up. I'm doing some cleanup on the stage here. It's got a little funky. Please forgive me. There's nothing I can do. We're just going to have to live with it. And it'll sort itself out, okay, as we go along. All right. Now, as you know, thank you. I'm glad you like the mess. All right. There's going to be no jumpers, no flyers, no oracles, no reversals. Okay, we're going to keep this very, very, very simple. Okay, really, really simple. And Nadia, you don't have to tell me anything. It's just going to be like a little snapshot, like you get at an amusement ground. When you go to those photo booths and you go, bim, and you see yourself and you do goofy faces. Okay, it's that. Think of yourself at an amusement arcade and we're just having fun. Okay, and treat the whole thing like your own personal private tarot party, and we're just all hanging out with tarot illumination for fun. Okay, because it's fun. Just pretend you're at a wild crazy campfire and we all get to hang out with each other. Also, another thing, Nadia, once we get started, I get a little bit trancy. So if things feel a bit weird and you don't understand it, just let the story go. And if the reading doesn't make much sense to you, there's a good chance there might be a few other readers here in the room tonight, and you might be able to get some alternative perspective or feedback, because they often like to chip in, because they can have different perspectives. Tarot Illumination can only do so much. It's just a tiny little channel, and we only have limited resources, but we do what we can. Okay, Nadia, I hope you're up for it. It's going to be very short and sweet and simple, okay? All right, here we go. I'm going to cut it up. Cut it up. Just like this. Just like we do. We're going to see what happens. All right, Nadia, this is the situation. This is the challenge. And here's how we're going to handle it, okay? Now we're going to look over here in a moment at like circumstantial weather. I like to call it the weather. And your circumstantial conditions. And you're going to make the best of it, okay, Nadia? Just like you would any day when you look outside your front door. What have you got? Okay. All the cards are upside down, excuse me. Ha, 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 ha. So we have the Hermit. Now, Nadia, this card has been coming up a lot recently for all sorts of reasons, for all sorts of people. And it's an indication that this might be a really good opportunity to go deep within. And don't expect a lot from your external world. Be prepared to find the answers deep within. And it might not be the sort of thing that you would normally do. A lot of people don't like the whole idea of having to accept that their whole, everything comes down to them in the end. It's so much nicer and more fun to integrate and socialize and be with the, integrated with the world, aligned with everybody, and they're aligned with you. It makes you feel as though you're part of the big, the bigger picture. But ultimately, you are an individual, Nadia, and it's maybe a good time to discover that at a much deeper level and understand that all the answers lie within, and yet you are your own guiding light in the end, ultimately. It also could be a very good time right now to start getting yourself realigned or getting yourself in alignment for a whole new way that life is going to start moving for you, where you're going to learn how to really like reprogram, reformat your internal spiritual GPS system. Okay, so let's have a look. What's the situation here? Okay. Now, even this is very interesting, because even before the show started, I was getting these very same cards in other readings. Very strange. So, Nadia, it might be another thing that's happening right now is that, let's say, big important decisions have to be made. And it might help to get some, let's say, third-party opinion, like a mediator or counsel or advisor. Or if you're not getting that, maybe you should provide that. Or if others are coming to you for help and guidance, it's an indication that you must know what you're doing somewhere, somehow. And if you feel that you're the one who needs guidance, it's okay. It's okay to seek, spiritual guidance. And admit that we don't know everything all the time. Okay, it's perfectly normal, and not to wig out about it. Also, it could be an indication that right now you might be deliberately seeking to rise up and become fully qualified as that person, where you can literally be the one who is there for others who need the guidance and the truth and the decision-making capabilities, and uh, in a way that they don't have yet. So you might be attracting people who need you for guidance, and and the reciprocal, you might need guidance, but that's okay. So what's the challenge here with all of this? Oops. Oh, oh, Two of Cups here. So this is a very delicate, very fragile situation, I believe, Nadia. Like the birth of something new, something very serene, simple, and very, very pure. It's also very, very fragile and very, very delicate. So to me, it feels like it's an indication that the challenge here is accepting the purity and the simplicity of everything, because in so many things in life, it's so easy to make things very, very complicated. We're always looking for problems and looking for solutions. That's what the brain does. The brain is basically a tool that helps us stay alive, in challenging situations. And with the little Two of Cups here, it could be something to do with deep soul love of self, deep soul love from you to another and from another to you, um, where it's in question. There's doubt. If there's doubt going on here, whether the love is real, whether the love is sustainable, whether you are truly capable of receiving something so pure and so simple, and whether there are others out there who are ready or able or willing to receive this purity and simplicity of love from you. So, kind of puts you in an awkward position. It's so simple, so pure. The Two of Cups is so beautiful, so pure, and so simple, but it's also very fragile if it's not recognized for its purity and simplicity. It can easily be destroyed and can be undermined. And that could be the challenge, not, wanting, perhaps wanting deep soul, true love, but also being aware of how fragile and uh, transient this can be. How are we going to deal with this? Okay, well, just hang in. Okay, Nadia, with the Seven of Wands here, it's courageous. Like if you are struggling with the situation right now, doubting your own love, doubting your ability to love yourself, doubting your ability to love others, wondering whether others love you, whether you can love others in return, doubting whether even true love exists at all, and having to make these tough, having to hold yourself, hold the dignity in this very, very fragile, delicate situation. But you can do it. You can do it by, let's say, tapping into your inner courage and understanding that all of us have to go through similar challenges. And ultimately, the answer lies within you. You are ultimately the one who has to, you know, make the really, really tough call in a situation. And that's okay. Sometimes that's the only way we learn in life about the healing power of decisions, is when we are put in a very, very challenging, very, very delicate situation. But you can do it. It requires tremendous courage. It requires, let's say, let's say, overcoming any sense of doubt and understanding that you have a right to your own vision, your own mission, your own purpose, even though it might feel as though you're getting challenged by so many different things around you and outside of you that would make you not want to have to deal with this issue here, regarding like the purity of love. So, but you can handle it. You can handle it. You've done this before. You're not alone in the sense that it's not you against the rest of the world, but it's very much becoming aware of who you are deep on the inside and how important this situation is. If it's something to do with regarding the simple, pure love, new life, new beginnings in that area, and especially to do with self-love, wondering whether it can happen or not. Yes, it can, but it might take courage. It might take, let's say, almost training, training, going into professional counseling to understand what this is really, really, truly about, and facing whatever the things are that scare you. Okay, so don't worry. You're in good hands here with Terra Illumination. There's lots of good, loving people here. And you might feel as though you're alone, but ultimately that's the point here, to come in touch with the core of your soul and find that divine guidance within yourself. You're going to be just fine, okay, Nadia? I hope I didn't scare you, okay? Now, you might reinterpret that however you want. Somebody might have a completely different spin on it for you. So help yourself. There's lots of good people here in the room tonight. Okay? So thank you so much, Nadia. Thank you so much. Okay? It's okay. Thank you, Nadia. It was my pleasure. It's my pleasure. All right, next. I'm going to do, how are we going to do next? Okay, well, let's just do Nicole. Nicole J. Now, I can't remember who it was who's having a baby tonight or watching, observing the birth of a newborn. I can't remember. But anyway, we're going to read for Nicole tonight, right now. Here's for Nicole, okay? Wow. I can see that the chat room is very, very active. I don't know what to do about it. So let's see what happens. Okay, it feels very bright in here. Give me a moment. Stay there. Okay, I just want to check this out. Now it might be too dark. I don't know. Nicole. All right, Nicole, cards are shuffling. I'm shuffling right now so that you're a witness, okay? All right, so you recognize what just happened there. It's a very simple little mini reading, and we're just going to try and make the best of it in a way that works for you. All right, so Nicole, you're up next. Yes, there's someone here. They're at the hospital right now. Something to do with the delivery. They're actually, I guess you're on your smartphone or something, hanging around at the bedside, living through the, just, you know, hanging in, holding hands with the people during the birth. That's very exciting. Yes, Jessica, it's totally random here. The thing is that I used to collect all the names of everybody who would show up at the show. But for the last two shows, the name list, the chat fills up so fast, I can't do it. I simply cannot track the names, and then I would have to spend another 40 minutes to an hour just to go back through the chat to try and capture the names. And we don't have enough time, okay? We all have lives to live. I've got a life to live here. You guys have a life to live. And so for the tonight and last week, I don't know if we'll ever be able to go back to the famous names list. I loved doing that. So it's much more random now. There's absolutely no logic to whoever gets a reading or not. I used to have a kind of a system, but there's nothing, okay? Okay. All right, here we go. Nicole, your cards are shuffled. This is just for you, Nicole, but it is public. So I'm trying to keep it sweet and light and clean. If things get a little heavy, you know, we can follow up another time. Sorry, that was kind of a clumsy cut for me. I'm not used to that. So we'll see what's going on. No flyers, oracles, no reversals, nothing. All right, here we go. This would be the situation. This is going to be the challenge, and this is how we're going to handle it. Okay, Nicole? In the background, this is circumstantial energy that is prevailing the whole thing here for you. And so you're a very smart person, and you're going to make the best of it like anybody would do. It's think of it as the weather. The weather's not going to ruin your life or, you know, own you, you're going to make the best of it. Yeah, it might be brutally cold where you are. It might be hot and sweaty where you are. You know, like the United States is having major storms. Australia is having massive heat waves. What can you do? You make the best of it. So, Nicole, kaboom, Queen of Cups. Okay, circumstantially, it might be feeling like right now that you've got it all in terms of like the capacity to love and be loved and the ability to share that. You've earned it and you've worked for it and you carry it well. You wear it well. But the problem is not you. And the problem is who out there is, you know, worthy, deserving, and open to receive this energy. Who out there is ready, willing, and able to share that love with you in your life, in your world, no matter how attached or unattached you might be right now. Sometimes we can be in very deeply, deeply bonded relationships, but we learn as we go along that it might not necessarily be a love relationship, but more of a habit or a binding or an expectation that we are living out kind of like, you know, role playing or live theater. And we start questioning ourselves and we start thinking like, what's actually going on here? I thought this was my mate, my partner, my child, my niece, uncle, aunt. And I realized these people are like characters in a movie that I've never met before. And where do I belong in this picture? Where do they belong in this picture? My feeling here is that there's a very big question mark right now, Nicole. And maybe this is an important time now to get really deep into the infrastructure of what love means in your life. And you know, I'm not trying to, you know, dissolve all the romance, but it's I feel it's a lot to do with this, like getting really, really serious about matters of the heart. Who is worthy and deserving and open? Who is ready, willing, and able? Are you? Okay. We're going to find out. Let's see what's going on. You know, because you have this. Okay. This is a reflection back to the awesomeness that you have. But there's a question of what do we do with this? Are you even aware of your own awesomeness? All right. So let's have a look. What's the situation? Okay. My feeling here is that you would like to do that. You would like to be that. You would like to be like a shining example of someone who is very loving and who is very deeply loved and appreciated. My feeling also is with the Queen here that, you know, with this whole Queen energy together, it's very much we're talking about goddess energy. Nicole is a woman's name, so we're talking about a woman, I believe. And my feeling is that this is a strong desire for you to be recognized for who you really are at this level, at this degree of self-respect, dignity, inspiration, and being a shining light for others. But it has to start from within. And it's almost like a very, very subtle crossword puzzle here. Not even a crossword puzzle, but just a very subtle kind of riddle. Like, you know, like all the ingredients are there. Okay. It's all out there. Circumstantially, it's all out there. It's very, very fertile ground for loving and being loved. So the question is, how does it actually work? It's not going to just, you can't just sit at home and wait for it to fall in your lap. So it means having to conduct yourself as if you are the person who really understands the answer to the riddles, even if you don't already. In other words, having the courage to walk the talk, having the courage to be loving and be loved, to be truly, truly loving and to be loved. And if you want to, we can reverse it to be loving, to be loved, to be loving, loving yourself first and allowing yourself to receive the healing power of love into your life, which allows you to transmit it. You know, you are loving, you are loved. And so it's like creating a positive feedback loop, but that's a very subtle puzzle. It might be like, you know, you're walking around in the middle of a puzzle and the answer is right in front of you, but you can't see it. And the answer is you. It's right in front of you. Being just like having the courage to be bold and go out there and be all that without having to have the validation come back to you externally. In other words, just own your own awesomeness from the inside out, okay? Without having to go and seek validation externally. And then you can radiate that outwards like like one of those, what do they call it? Underground thermal heating systems. You just naturally radiate the love. Okay. You don't have to, it's not, it never gets depleted. So what's the challenge here? Okay. To me, this feels like extreme self-doubt. With the Two of Swords here, I feel it's very, very, very much to do with the healing power of decisions. I know that sounds strange because what are decisions to do with tarot or spirituality or happiness or love or astrology or anything? But it's in the present where we own our power, and the power is expressed and executed through our decisions, which lead to consequences, which leads to what we call our life. Okay, our life experience. And so when there's all this potential, let's basically say this potential to love and be loved in whatever capacity, you know, friends, jobs, home, money, whatever it is. And you already know this, you already have this, you've already earned the credentials here, you already own the crown, and you weren't just born like a trust fund baby full of love, and you weren't born like a trust fund baby full of royalty. All of this was earned. All of this is earned, okay? But the question is, like, are you aware of this? Are you aware of your own, I mean, it sounds like I'm flattering you, but are you aware of your own magnificence, and that you have kind of a duty and an obligation to share that and radiate that outwards without having to ask for permission or to seek validation externally? But because the way I'm talking here probably sounds very bizarre if you're not used to those perspectives. And so that would, come to you as extreme doubt, like, seriously, Terror Illumination? Are you talking through your derriere? And I'm trying to say, actually, no. I feel I'm trying to give you some feedback and perspective that you might not have noticed before. So I see here the challenge as extreme doubt about like self-worth, self-love, the ability to love and to be loved, even though you've got it all. You've got all the potential there. So how are we going to deal with this? Okay. My feeling here with the little Two of Pentacles, it's becoming very, very aware about the very, very much to do with the decisions. Like if you think of love as like a bag of sweets or some nuggets, and they're all delicious, little tiny nuggets of gold, and you have a certain amount of years and heartbeats and breaths in your lifetime, what are you going to do with these little nuggets? And you have a lot, okay? You have so much to offer. And the thing is, are you going to sit and are you even aware that you have so much to offer? And if so, once you wake up and realize how much you have to offer, um, are you going to have the courage to walk the talk and live that out as though you are a representative of, of love, showing other people how to do it without the self-doubt? So it comes down to the decision. Okay, Tarot Illumination, thank you for all that spacey, weird reading, but how do we actually do that? Well, the actual way of doing it is to think of it as a practice, like one tiny little decision at a time. Like, okay, so what do I do now? Well, you face the present moment and you think, okay, you look at all your doubts. Why am I scared now? Why am I reluctant to do this decision, and why do I feel like I'm defaulting to old decisions on old patterns where this energy disappears and this energy disappears, like it's not there? Well, you look at it with a new perspective and you think, okay, what is the most loving way for me to be right now? What do I need right now for me? How am I going to get that? And treat that. Don't be ashamed to ask that from your life, your universe, your angels. How am I going to get that? One step at a time. Okay, dear angels, what do I need right now for me? What is the most loving way that I can be right now? I need an answer so I can figure this out. And then you wait for the answer and it will come to you. And then you get it and then you act on the answer. That's the key thing. Allowing the answers to come in and then acting on the answers. I know it takes a lot of surrender, but that's part of the spiritual path. Being able to humbly surrender to the healing power of love and then radiate that outwards. I know it sounds completely back to front. A lot of people think that love is something that you have to go out there and get. It's totally different. It's a practice and it's a skill that can be learned one tiny little decision at a time. Whatever works feels good. Whatever does not work feels bad. And you will start to learn and gradually overcome the self-doubts. Okay? Thanks, Nicole. I hope that made sense. I hope you got something out of that, please. I hope so. In other words, don't be scared of yourself. Don't be scared of how awesome you are. Sarah Maxie. Oh gosh, okay, let's have a look. Sarah Maxie. Sarah, are you the one who's having a baby? Are you the one in the hospital holding hands with a friend who's having a baby? So, let's have a look. Sarah Maxie. Sarah Maxie. Sarah is having her grandson born right now. Oh my gosh. So it is you. It's Sarah Maxie. So you're going to be a grandma. Wow. Oh my God. This is freaky. I've never done a tarot reading in the middle of a birth, a live birth. Oh my gosh. So Sarah Maxie, I hope you're hanging in. I guess you're on your smartphone, hanging out with your buddies and families and whoever's there at the hospital for this great event. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the newborn. Yeah, this is pretty cool. I mean, crazy stuff happens at Tarot Illumination. We just had another wonderful event. I wish I had time to, like, when we do this, to me, it's like having you guys over to my place. It's literally just like opening up the living room, having everybody hang out at my place, and we have a big fire, and we cook out, and we have, hot dogs and marshmallows and, veggie burgers if you need that, and picnic food, easy to go picnic food. And if you want to bring fancy deli foods, you can do that too. But I like to think of it as this is a place for the common person where you don't have to be all fancy, and you can show up in your pajamas and slippers if you want, or you can wear your fanciest gowns, and it doesn't matter because it's all kind of cool, whatever way you do it. And if you think of it as also like a massive Tupperware party, whatever you bring, it's about sharing that with the others, because they're all coming in to bring their love and light here too. All right. So Sarah, let's just you know what? How about this? Stay there. You know what? Sarah Maxie, if you don't mind, I want to take advantage of this little moment here for the benefit of the newborn. And I'm trying to see how we can basically modify this. It's a little invocation that I use for myself at home a lot, pretty much every day. But maybe we could personalize it for the little grandchild, okay? And hold on, let's have a look. Let me have a look here. Okay, I'm going to try. I'm just going to wing it, okay? I hope you don't mind, Sarah. I'm just going to totally wing this, okay? So please take this as a gift from Tarot Illumination and then pass it on. This will be a recorded video for all time. And then maybe, years later, this little video could be shared with the grandchild, okay? So we're going to make this a team thing, okay? So it's almost like everybody can close their eyes, gather round, and pretend you're at a big campfire, and we're just going to take advantage of the moment for Sarah to wish the best for her, the little newborn. So it's going to kind of go like this. I'm just going to substitute we for I. So it isn't just me, Tarot Illumination, it's all of us. Okay, here we go. We ask for the healing power of love to fill your new grandchild from up above. We ask for the healing power of love to fill your new grandchild's mind from up above. We ask for the healing power of love to fill your new grandchild's heart from up above. We ask for the healing power of love to fill your new grandchild's soul from up above. We ask for the healing power of love to fill their relationships from up above when they grow up and when they're growing up. We ask for the healing power of love to fill their loved ones and their dear ones, and you, great, wonderful grandma, and the mom and the brothers and sisters, fill them all from up above. We ask for the healing power of love to fill the newborn's home from up above. We ask for the healing power of love to fill the newborn's life from up above. Okay? I hope you like that. It was a bit clumsy, but I meant it from the heart, and I hope the little child gets to hear that one day for themselves. All right. So, are we ready? Sarah Maxie, rocker grandma. Okay, cool. Why not? Why not? I mean, let's have a look. Okay. Yeah. I never did that live before with a newborn. That was kind of fun. I felt okay doing it, and I think it will go down well and was appreciated. Please understand, when we do this show, I'm very lucky because I have a super team of who I feel are like my own personal private angels. For all I know, they're sharing themselves with others, but they really feel like they're my own family. And I get to share all of that with you guys. And I feel that all of you guys have your own like teams as well. So it's like an amplifier. It all adds up and amplifies, especially when we come in the group setting like this, sharing and connecting like we do. All right, Sarah, the cards are shuffled, so we're just going to go for it. We're going to cut it up. This is for you, Sarah, not the newborn, okay? Because being a grandma is a very special role, and someone's got to do it. All right, so here's the situation. Here's the challenge. Here's how we're going to handle it. And what's the circumstances? Let's not reinterpret this or overlay this with anything to do with the newborn, where this is just for Sarah right now, okay? Even though we just had even though Sarah is in a very, very special moment in her life right now. Okay, circumstantially. Okay, the feeling and let's say the need to, let's say my feeling is to, it's like circumstances are telling you to like unwind a bit and accept the ideas of moving on, entering a new chapter in life where things are going to be more calm, more peaceful, where you deliberately leave behind whatever dramas and, you know, I'm talking about dramas in the positive and the shadow sense, where it's all just this unending ripples of life, which can be very consuming, and getting to a point where you can almost like put your feet up a little bit and say, you know what? I'm having a great life. Circumstances are indicating it's time for me to chill back a little bit, allow things to unfold around me, take what I've got that you already know works, all your good attitudes, the good things that you've learned, your perceptions, your own subjective private truth, all the things that work for you, and like loading it all up in a little backpack and getting ready to like start a new life where you don't need a lot of stuff. Okay, it's really just you with being you, understanding that we're not here for very long anyway. We are born, we live, and then we die. And I don't want to scare you all, but it happens extremely quickly. And there's no point in getting consumed by heavy baggage. And it's time to just travel light with what works and enjoy the serenity and the peace that can lie ahead by releasing oneself from all the burdens that we don't need anymore. So I feel that's a good omen for you, Sarah. What's the situation? Okay, with my feeling here with the Five of Swords, it's about the energy of futile conflict, where it might be because with all these swords here, there might be a lot of what I would think of as static going on right now. If you're in a situation where, with all the drama that's happening or that has led up to this moment for this reading for you, and whatever might be unfolding from out of this reading for you, there's a lot of static. What I would think of as uh, like seriously overcharged with mental chatter that becomes useless. It's like trying to listen to a radio in a very crowded room, or trying to watch a TV show, on your smartphone, like we're doing right now, where there's a lot of distraction and you can't really get the most out of it. Where it would be so nice, like to see if this is the situation with, like, if you're Sarah, okay, and you're a grandma, and you've lived a life, you know a lot about what works, you know a lot about what doesn't work. And sometimes being the adult in the room often attracts static electricity, like a lightning rod, okay, where whatever goes wrong, it can be blamed. Like, it's so easy to blame our parents and our heritage and our grandparents. Like, the newborn child might be very eager to blame you for whatever's not working in their lives, rather than having to deal with themselves. And then you end up having to defend and protect yourself for what's not working in their lives, even though that's their business. And so, um, ending up having to try and solve problems that are not yours, and people coming to you with issues that can't be solved. Certain things cannot be fixed. You know, if you uh, if you got an amputation and lost your arm, you can have a prosthetic, but you're not going to grow a new arm, even with stem cells. Okay. So the energy of futile conflict, if you're in a situation, Sarah, where there's just like too much static and you can't handle it, and there's no point in trying to prove yourself or make things right just to be right, it's not going to be appreciated. So the key thing is being happy. The situation is like, the futile conflict is not going to work for you or for anybody. There's nothing that can be done here, whatever this situation might be. Hopefully, you will understand deep inside of you, Sarah, what we're talking about here. If you feel that you're constantly having to prove a point, or if someone's constantly having to prove a point to you and there's no resolution and no one's ever going to win, then it's a huge waste of your natural energy. You don't need it. And the whole idea is to move on, peaceful waters, new horizons, and get away from this static. You don't need it anymore. Okay. But what's the challenge? Okay. Independence. You might be in a situation, Sarah, where, let's just say, you might be very shackled or very, very locked into so many like interlacing, intertwined, interconnected things, whether it's attitudes, perceptions, behaviors, expectations, duties, and roles and obligations in your life that uh, you know gather around you as we take on these more and more mature roles, these adult roles, where it's almost too much, because it really can hinder your independence. Like, well, what about me? What about Sarah? When is my chance to be me going to ever happen? You might be absolutely terrified of, like, disengaging from all the static that's not working for you, because you might not have ever had the courage to step out on your own and actually claim what you deserve, to be happy and to have that sense of self, where you can, let's say, where it doesn't matter if someone else is falling apart. That's their fault, their problem. Where it doesn't matter if someone else has issues with you. You can kind of go, okay, I understand your problem, but I agree to disagree. Let's agree to disagree. Thank you very much. I need to live my life. So the challenge is feeling that you'll never have that chance to be independent and have that sense of sovereignty of self that is earned, that you deserve. That's a problem. If it's available to you, but you don't feel that you're worthy of it, that's a problem too. It's almost like also the fear of being left alone, the fear of being, whether you can cope, with, let's say, a newfound independence. So how are we going to deal with this? It's almost like fear of your own self-worth, fear of your own value, fear of your own values, and living according to those, because you might be so consumed with all this static, and you might have been consumed with all this static for so long, and it needs liberation. It needs time to get you to a chance where you can enjoy some things that work just for you, just for you. So how are we going to deal with this? Because these are like very conflicting interests here. Okay. Well, it would be easy to say, oh, a really handsome dude is going to show up and fix all your problems, and he's going to be an amazing hero, and everything's going to work out just fine. Well, my feeling is that it's more about you becoming your own hero. This is about living as if, where like going into the mirror and saying, you know what, Sarah, it is time for this. I am sick of all this BS over here, and I'm sick of all the drama. I want to move on. I want peace. I want to have a new life, a new perspective where I can come into my own, finally, once and for all, without having to, explain it or feel guilty. So how do you do that? Because you might be so used to having to be this person for everybody else, but it's like it's over now. There's just too much static. There's so many issues that can't be solved, can't be fixed, because they're not your problems. And if you try to solve them, nothing's going to happen because everyone else has to live their life too. So it requires tremendous courage to, let's say, claim your independence, claim your sovereign self, and award yourself the dignity that you deserve. Okay? This might sound very strange to you, Sarah, because it might be that you've given away so much for so long without even knowing it. But this time is for you now, and it's time to have a very different perspective. Look in the mirror and say, you know what? Damn it, I deserve this. I deserve to be my own awesome sovereign self. I deserve to hold myself in a dignified way where I'm not sucked into this and I'm not a victim to other people's drama and messes and conflicts. I have a right to live my own life, thank you very much. And I'm just going to go and do it. No apologies. I'm sorry. You guys can handle it. You need to grow up. I am Sarah and I deserve a chance for myself now. Thank you very much. Okay, no apologies. I love you guys. I love you very much, but it's time for me now. I'm going to be my own hero. I am going to save myself. Okay, thank you, Sarah. I hope I didn't scare you or make things awkward for you there in the delivery room. It was a little bit awkward because I was implying some things there with other people. I hope they didn't hear it. Oh my God. Oops. I just realized that other people might be there. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Oops. Gulp. Apologies, apologies. But it's a tarot reading. It's nothing to do with tarot illumination. Tarot illumination is just the messenger, okay? And I'm going to issue my disclaimer. I'm going to say, hello, everybody. Tarot Illumination is a simple YouTube tarot channel. And tarot is for entertainment purposes only, and you have to make your own decisions. Thank you very much. Tarot Illumination is not responsible for the outcomes in your life or making your decisions for you or predicting your future, okay? It's still your life. All right, Christina, what's going on? You're next. Let's have a look. So I hope everybody's making friends and getting to know each other. Sometimes we get a lot of regulars at the show. Sometimes we get a lot of newbies. Sometimes it's all mixed up. Sometimes we get hecklers. Sometimes like some of the shows we've had like 3 or 4 or 5 really advanced spiritual leaders and tarot people and astrologers, and they just come here to hang out. And I've even given a few readings to some people. It's so much fun. The thing is, because I didn't do all the big check-ins tonight, I don't really actually know who's here because the screen goes very quick. I don't really get the chance to see it. And I'm just focusing on you guys in the readings, okay? So I hope you understand and that you can chat amongst yourselves. You know, if you pretend we're at the campfire, you guys can like create your own entertainment, like musical chairs or whatever you want to do, you know, sharing your marshmallows, however you do that. But, you know, for the purposes of this show, Tarot Illumination is just doing what Tarot Illumination does. A few little fun mini readings for a few people randomly. So, Christina, it's now your turn. All right? There you go. Hey, Inkpot, I just saw your name on the screen. Welcome. It must be very early in the morning for you. Welcome. All right, cards are well shuffled, Christina. Let's see what happens. I'm going to cut it up just like we do. And you're going to see it live. So this reading is now for you, Christina. If it sounds really weird, doesn't make any sense, then maybe it makes sense for someone else and you can bequeath your reading to them. If it makes sense, cool. Also, by the way, this happened a couple times. If anybody, it doesn't necessarily guarantee a reading, but there's this thing called Super Chat. And it's a way you can like throw money into the tip box. It's very exciting over here because it shows up as like a button that goes ding, 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 ding. And it's cool. And I love it. I love it. Of course, the channel, we have to try and make money, and it's a little tiny business here. So every little bit counts. So it works, it happens. I usually forget about it, but sometimes for some reason I just thought about it tonight. So if anybody feels crazy enough, they can throw money in the tip jar by using this thing called Super Chat, if you can figure out how to do that. Okay, Christina, I got distracted, so I'm sorry. I think we just cut, but I can't remember. Can anybody tell me, did we just cut? Did we just cut? Did I just cut? I don't want to mess it up if I've already cut it. I think I cut it. I think I cut it. I think I cut it. Ah, oh, dang. I'm sorry. I'm kind of having a hiccup moment here. You know what? I think I messed up. And I am messing up. I don't like to mess up. So we're going to start from scratch. Okay? I'm sorry about that, Christina. So whatever the cards we're doing, it's done. So we're going to start from scratch. Here we go. Sorry about that. Hey, Abby, I just saw you. Hi, welcome, welcome. Okay, this is a big, fat, weird cut here. Just messing around. Abby's in the house, people. Abby's in the house. Welcome, Abby. Good evening. All right. So, Christina, here's the situation. Here's the challenge. Here's how we're going to handle it. And by the way, what's the weather like for you? To do more repeat cards. Two of Pentacles. So, Christina, if you feel you're kind of, if you're feeling seasick at the moment, or if you're feeling like there's a huge like pressure wave building up for you, perhaps something to do with this monster, that's perfectly normal. Okay, it will be perfectly normal for you to feel a little bit destabilized, which would trigger a very strong desire to become stabilized. If you can think of yourself as like, you know, you on big old-fashioned ocean liners, they used to have these things called gyroscopes, and they were enormous things like the size of a small house and made out of heavy iron. And the whole idea is that these were stabilizers that kept the ship from bouncing around too much. It's kind of like shock absorbers on your car too. Like if you have really bad shock absorbers, your car is going to fly all over the place and you're going to crash. So right now, if things are feeling very, very, let's say, tidal for you, big shifts in energy where it's almost like you want to feeling seasick or something, understand that that's normal. Okay, that's what's happening right now, and it would be perfectly okay to feel seriously out of balance or like very, very wobbly at times, which would trigger the natural desire to stabilize. So it's like what goes up must come down, and balancing things out and figuring out little decision by decision by decision, what do I need to do now to stabilize my life? What is out there that is destabilizing my life? What do I need to identify? It's very important to put a name to things that are destabilizing you. Aha, it's that person, it's that relationship. Is it because I am not able to handle them, or is it because they are truly out of line and they are disturbing my equilibrium? Or am I just being paranoid? We have to figure it out, name it and identify the problem, and then figure out what to do next in a very methodical way. So don't be scared of the weather. Learn how to read the weather and learn through the experience how you can like master the weather and become your own gyroscope, maintain your stability through the turbulence. What's the situation? Yay! And maybe do that with your buddies. Maybe make it a team event. Maybe tell us all about it here at Terra Lumination. Like if you're going through some really turbulent times, Christina, and it's making you feel like, you know, like like at a party when you've had too much and it's been great fun, but now you feel like you want to, let's say, barf in the sink. It's okay. So, because some people sometimes, like with the Three of Cups here, this is so much fun. The whole idea of being able to hang out with your people and your people hanging out with you, like girls' night out, ladies' night out, fun night out, party time with your mates. Um, and yet at the same time, things are actually a little bit wobbly. My feeling is that it's very important to be very, very careful and not to overdo it, uh, because sometimes we try to mask our wobbliness by having fun, but it's almost like forcing the fun or self-medicating. This is not a self-medicating card exactly, but my feeling here is to understand that it can be very, very fun to. I'm just like everyone else. I like to have my little sip. I like to have my little beverage. I love being with friends and family. And it's a very, very good thing. You might be with friends and family now and celebrating your own awesomeness. Um, but it might be happening in a situation where there's a lot of instability. So my feeling is to, yeah, truly enjoy, celebrate your own awesomeness and sharing that with people who are on your wavelength, people who love you and people whom you love, and bringing it all together like a big group love hug so that, you know, it's almost like saying, we can handle this. We can handle this no matter how weird and rough it gets. At least in a team effort, you can figure out what decisions to do. But it's still up to you to figure out what needs to happen. But it's really nice to have your mates around when things get wobbly. Okay, so what's the challenge here? Okay, being kind to yourself. My feeling is that, Christina, you might be out of balance with the energy of, what do they call that? When like the 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 energy of like kindness, generosity, and how it works as a phenomenon, like love is as love does, understanding that love, if you want to think of it, I don't want to like take the romance away from love. I mean, love is wonderful if you can share it, like having a love fest. But there's also the like the more, let's say, the gritty side of love, like, oh, what are we going to do when things get really, really rough or really, really uh, hard? Like, who are you going to turn to when things aren't so bouncy and happy all the time? Have you been neglecting yourself? So are you giving it all away for everybody else? Are you depleting yourself? Is it time for you to receive love as a commodity? Is it time for you to share love as a commodity? This is about bringing things back into harmony and balance. If you are depleted, if you've been like way over to one side of life and it's getting really wobbly and it's time to come back and it's time to celebrate and bring things back to harmony, the challenge might be is that you're not used to doing that. But sometimes Sometimes it's like you need to be able to receive love as a commodity, as an experience. Uh, Again, going back to those little tiny nuggets, there's only so many that we have going around. If you have been depleting them, then it leaves very little left for yourself to be kind and generous for others. If you have been very, let's say, unable or unwilling or shy about receiving love, if you're shy about asking for help, if you need help in the form of love and kindness from others, but you're scared about asking for that, don't be scared. We all need help. And by planting seeds of love and help with others, you get to receive that. And maybe it's your time to receive, but you might not be used to that. And it's time to restore balance. And that might be a part of what this is all about, is restoring balance, coming back into harmony in a way that's loving, in a way that feels good, where you can share it and know it as an experience with others. Okay? This is the energy of giving and receiving. And so it's very much about planting good seeds of karma for the future. You can also plant bad seeds of karma, and that sucks, you know? So if the challenge is that you're scared of receiving what you deserve, or if you're scared to ask for help, or if you're scared to ask for what you deserve, then that's a problem. Okay, so how are we going to deal with that? Okay, this card again, Five of Swords. So my feeling here is that Christina, it might be really important time right now to understand that you might be the cause of your own demise here. Even if you have good intentions, it might be that you're kind of avoiding certain realities, certain facts of life. Pentacles are all to do with material, physical reality. And things might be out of balance without even knowing that you might be causing it, because like with the Five of Swords here, it's almost like fighting with the self. You might have your own internal battles, or let's say conflicting attitudes that don't really, you know, lead to a functional life. Like in theory, it's okay to understand what we're talking about here at Tarot Illumination with this little reading, but in practice, the actual ability to receive, to be worthy, deserving, and open to receive what you deserve, to be ready, willing, and able to do that, requires deep self-love, okay? And it requires the recognition that you might not be an expert at that yet. And in fact, just the opposite. You might be very, very, very good at self-defeating behavior, where you might always be, you know, desiring to like do things in a certain way, conduct life in a certain way, to like get that self-assurance that you're always right in what you do and how you do it. To the point where it actually can backfire against you. So you get to that question, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? But it's like recognizing that you like to be right, but that can be at the expense of being happy, at the expense of being loving and being loved. And so I think it's really important here. I don't want to hurt your feelings, Christina. All I'm suggesting is that it's really, really important to understand at a very deep, subtle level, you might be like a really good expert at denying yourself the kindness and the reciprocation and the love that you deserve from others. Okay? Uh, because maybe there's issues that you're not dealing with. I don't want, this is not a personal reading, a deep thing. We'd have to do that in private or something, because this looks very delicate, very, very awkward energy to have to handle and to have to deal with that face on. So understanding, it's time to understand, face this, that uh, without meaning any harm to yourself, you could be undermining yourself without even knowing it. But I don't see this, sadly for me, this reading is not telling me how to deal with that. I think it's very important to understand this, but we're not going to go into an extended reading here on what do we do once we understand that we could be our own worst enemy. Okay, so let's just leave it at that. All right, Christina, I hope I didn't hurt your feelings. This is all about bringing light and illumination into your world, and I'm just doing what I can for you. Maybe if it means just like switching on the lights so we can identify our challenges and our issues in ways that we could never do before. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so, so much. Okay, I need a little break now, so I'm going to put on a tune just to hang out, and I need a beverage and some to chill. So stay there, okay? All right, stay there. All right, let's have a look. Oh no, sorry, I pulled up a digital file. I don't need that. I'm looking for a song. I'm looking for a song. And where am I now? Sorry, I've lost it. I've completely screwed up. Hold on, stay there. Stay there. I'm trying to get back to the channel. I've lost my channel. Ha! I've lost the channel. Where is... Okay, so give me a moment here, people. I'm struggling with the technology. Sorry about this. Sorry about this. No, I don't need that. I'm getting lost and confused. Oops, big oops from Tarot Lumination. I am sorry. And I need to open up the... where is it? Where is the... don't go away. Stay there, people. I've lost something. I've lost something very, very important. Hold on. I want to open a new open a new window. Okay, there we go. All right, let's see if I can pull up the live show again, because I've lost the show. I can't see you guys anywhere. Okay, live now. Here we go. I'm joining. Okay, there it is. Okay, I'm back. Okay, I'm back. All right. Whew, I thought I'd lost you guys. That really, really scared me. I'm not the master technician, okay? I understand concepts, but execution, that's a whole other thing. All right? So, okay. Thanks, Christina. Sorry about that, but you can always reinterpret that, go back and watch the show, and you might get a new perspective that we didn't cover here. Okay, I try to keep it very light and spacey and open, rather than like too private and personal, because it's very different when we do a private reading. Okay, just letting you know. So, yeah, some people like the tarot to be like a fortune telling, and we can do that to some extent, but typically I feel obliged to call out what my heart is seeing and feeling for you during the reading. And sometimes it doesn't always sit well with the client, and I don't know what to do about that. So please make the best of it, and we'll go from there. So give me a moment. I'm going to try and play the song again. Here it is. Through the ether. Okay, here we go. Here's a little tune. Playing up and around in our mountains, in our seas and our forests, with all of our stones, exploring one another, pushing our boundaries like new lovers. And you comfort me through the ether, and you tell me, I can tell that you're worried about me, and you assure me that we're okay, everything's gonna be okay. And you're holding my hand all the way. Our innocence
It's becoming so apparent in our magnificence at the same time too. With your permission and our shared ambition, get the chance to discover our truths. And you comfort me through the ether. And you tell me, I can tell that you're worried about me. And you assure me through the ether that we're okay. Everything's gonna be okay. That you're holding my hand all the way.
Give me some time, people.
That you're holding my hand.
3:33 in Australia. How funny.
Holding my hand all the way. Holding my hand all the way.
Oh, hey, Eric. I see it. I see it. I missed it.
Through the ether.
I'm just going to give you one, okay?
Laying up and around in our mountains, in our seas and our forests.
I'm just noticing the super chat. Thank you.
Exploring one another, pushing our boundaries like new lovers. And you comfort me and you tell me, I can tell that you're worried about me. And you assure me through the earth that we're okay. Everything is gonna be okay. That you're holding my hand all the way.
Kelly.
Our innocence is becoming so apparent in our magnificence at the same time too. With your permission and our shared ambition, we get the chance to discover our truths. And you comfort me through the ether, and you tell me, I can tell that you're worried about me. And you assure me through the ether that we're okay. Everything is gonna be okay.
Oh, yeah, tribal reading.
Holding my hand all the way. And you're holding my hand all the way. Holding my hand all the way. Holding my hand all the way.
All right, give me a second here, folks. Give me a second here. I'm coming back in just a moment. All right, so where are we here? Pulled a few more names. Hey, Precious, what's going on? Hi, Kyle. What's going on? Lexi, what's going on? Looks like a little baby in the picture. What's going on? Yeah, for sure. Tribal, totally tribal. Tribal reading, very interesting idea. I think we did that once before, didn't we? Yeah. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to pick a couple of these. Eric, you're going to get a reading. Thank you very much. If anybody wants to throw big money into the super chat, go for it. I'm very, very receptive. Let's have a look. I was going to read for Queen K. Okay, there we go. Katherine, Nora. I know you need one, Inkpot. I'm going to give you one anyway. Okay. I don't know what you're saying, Jenny. I'm trying to keep up. I'm trying to catch up, but sorry if you fell asleep. Hold on. I said I would do one for Katherine. I wanted. I'm probably at my limits here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do any more than this. This is just random people. So I hope we'll see what we'll see what we can do. All right. I really love you guys. I love doing this for you. I wish I could just do this every day. It is so much fun. I love doing it. If I was a trust fund baby and I had nothing else to do, this is what I would do. So let's do this. I'm going to do Eric, Katherine, Inkpot, Nora, and Queen. Okay, so we got a selection here of little folks who are going to hopefully get a reading, and we'll do the best we can, and we'll just see what happens. Okay, I'm going to keep it light and fun and spacey. I'm not going to do any really intense close-up stuff. Sometimes the readings get very intense, and have to be careful. Okay, so right now we've got a lot on our plates. We're going to read for Eric first. Thank you, Eric. Here we go. Just for fun, okay? Yeah, you've probably figured it out, okay, everybody? This whole show every Sunday night, we've been doing it for almost 10 months now. It's basically to promote the channel. The channel is a lot of work, and I'm just going to throw this in here now as just to get it out of the way. I've been doing a lot of math. I really want to make this work for the long term for you guys. So we do private readings here, okay? But they're going to be a lot more expensive now. And when you go to the website in a few days, you're going to see the rise in prices, okay? You're going to still get mostly the same thing, but it's going to be there's going to be some big changes because we can do the private readings, but the reality is I'm realizing that I have to put some of the resources towards just keeping the channel going, because there's a lot of back office work and there's a lot of time and energy that I expend on the general readings, and there's no revenue for that. The channel makes tiny amounts of revenue from the advertising, but it's really it's more like tip money than anything. So the channel would have to be really big, like 100,000 subscribers, to get to the point, where we can do this for real. So if you guys want to hang in for the long term, yeah, that's what we're going to do. But for the time being, just think of Tarot Illumination as a tiny little plant, and it needs more fertilizer. That's all. And as your host, speaking for Tarot Illumination, I'm just letting you guys know. And so that's what's going to happen in the near future. You're going to see it. I don't want to scare you away, but it's going to be, you're going to see the difference when you go to the website, tarotillumination.com. It's still very reasonable by all measures. I've done a lot of homework, to get the numbers just right, and you will see. You will see by the middle or the end of next week for sure. Okay? All right, Eric, this is you now. We're going for Eric and his reading. Thanks for being here, Eric, and being so brave to do this in public. You are a courageous person. All right, here we go. Just for fun, okay? Just for fun, Eric, all right? We're going to cut it up now. Cut it up. big time, and then see what the cards are going to tell us. So here's the situation, here's the challenge, here's how we're going to handle it, and what's the weather like? Kaboom. Well, you certainly got good intentions here. It might be an indication, Eric, that this is a really good time to just go for it. Just absolutely go for it. The only, you know, thing is to be very, very, very careful as you're going for it, because there's a lot of energy charged up here. It's like the weather conditions are very supportive for you to, let's say, act on your own truth, act on the truth as you know it, and go from there with all the courage. Okay, don't be shy about any of this. Just be very, very careful that you don't uh, put anyone else in jeopardy. Okay, that's all I'm saying. What's the situation? Okay, if you're very, very determined to figure out what is going on romantically, I don't want to turn this into a love relationship reading exactly, but it's hard to ignore this big fat beating heart here. So remember, wait a minute, hold on. Somebody, oh, hi, hey, I see you, I see you. Got it. Thank you so, so much. Primary, we will have to catch up. Okay. Sorry, I got interrupted there, Eric. I got something bright and shiny showed it up on the screen, and I couldn't resist. So, Eric, if the situation is that there is some kind of stark awareness of, you know, however you want to describe this, heartbreak, an awareness of betrayal, a treachery, or a very awkward situation with like a triangulated relationship, which can be very, very, very hard to handle, even though there might be love all around. Typically, there is love all around. It's just that it's very hard to, you know, human beings are binary. We can have very loving relationships with friends and all our mates and buddies, but when it comes down to it, um, like the energy of decisions, the energy of biology, in most cases, it's simple. It's black and white. It's left or right, on, off, yes, no. Are you with me? Are you not? Are we married? Are we not? Are we together? Are we not? Two's company, three's a crowd. It could be an indication like there could be love all around, but it's not working because somebody wants something from there, somebody wants something from there, and there's someone else here who's in the middle of it all. And it becomes very, very difficult, very, very challenging, and it can be quite painful. Like if this is very evident and very obvious in your life right now, Eric, it could be uncomfortable. It could be simply a deep rift between yourself and a loved one, and it's time to sort it out by bringing in third-party mediator, a perspective, some kind of common sense, bringing the facts into light, dealing with the facts, dealing with the truth of the situation, as opposed to being consumed by the pain and the suffering that goes along with this type of situation. Okay? The truth can set you free. It might not be a truth that anybody wants to hear, but the truth can be extremely liberating. All right, what's the challenge? If this isn't enough challenge already, what is the challenge? Okay, this is the third time tonight, people. I don't know why, but obviously this card has a lot to talk about. It is the Five of Swords again, and it's on the understanding that we have to be extremely careful with ourselves and with each other when we feel that we are right. And you start to feel like if things are not right according to your subjective truth, things can feel very painful and very uncomfortable. And so the challenge might be accepting that things are exactly as they are because they can't be any other way. For example, if betrayal and treachery and lies and deception have been going on in the context of loving relationships, whether it's, you know, between self and children, spouses, boyfriends, girlfriends, parents and loved ones, co-work, whatever it is, with all these swords here, it feels like it's very much entangled in the mind, where like the whole heart energy is almost like what is this all about here? In other words, fighting, 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 without any useful outcome. It's almost like just getting entangled in the fight where nobody can win. It doesn't matter what you do, Eric, or what anyone else does. We're dealing with an energy of futile conflict here. You can't win, they can't win. And you just have to start thinking, well, what's actually going on here? Is it a war that we're trying to win? Or what is it that really, really counts here? It's the love that's the most important thing. So if a loving situation is in jeopardy, and we feel that our whole sense of truth, justice, subjective reality is deeply questioned to the point where we feel deeply offended, and or if you are causing deep offense to others, however it works, whether the energy is going out or coming back, it kind of doesn't matter, because it sounds like to me it's all happening up in the mind according to, conditions, expectations, uh, how we were raised as kids, how we see things now as adults, all these, let's say, things that we do on autopilot, where we're living so many of our lives and activities on autopilot that we miss the whole point about the love. For if there is a very broken love situation, maybe that's exactly how it is, and maybe it's time to accept that things are broken, and maybe that's good to bring things to light. And maybe the challenge is whether it's like being able to accept that things are the way they are because they can't be any other way. And then the whole point of the situation may be to understand that there is more to life than being right. And whether, and perhaps like if this like energy of a breakdown or a betrayal or something, maybe this is for the good. Like this needed to happen. This needed to come to light, no matter how painful this might be, because it's very, very hard to live within a lack of truth. So how do we deal with this very, very awkward energy? Where the challenge is here is to accept that perhaps a battle is over and that it's not anything that can be fixed. It's not like you can fix anything, that nobody can fix you. It's a very, very, it's almost like a very painful lesson, realizing how we can get ourselves into our own knots and just get sucked up, tangled into the like, like a cat fight or like dog fight, like bark, 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 where the whole point was lost and nobody even knows why they're fighting anymore. So how do we deal with this? My feeling here is to like, oh, this is going to sound really awful, Eric. It's to, I don't know how to do this. I'm just going to be honest with you, Eric. I don't know how to do this, but it feels like if I was here right now, if I was there with you right now, I would be shouting out in the middle of the room. I'd say, enough is enough is enough. And I would take a fire extinguisher or a fire hose and just hose everybody down and say, enough is enough. Stop it. Everybody stop. Everybody just stop. The bickering has to stop. There's no point in trying to prove who's right or who's wrong. If there is betrayal and conflict and it leads to fights and conflicts, okay, that would be perfectly normal, understandable. But if it leads to the point where people are just fighting for the sake of fighting to start proving that they're right, where the love is lost completely, it's like it doesn't even matter anymore. Remember, this is not a cups card. This is a swords card. It's all about what's happening in the mind, but it's very evident, that it affects us in our hearts. Thoughts are things. So with the 10 of Pentacles here, my feeling, Eric, is to almost like just pretend I showed up somewhere and I said, Eric, what on earth is going on here? Excuse me. I'm just going to get a good, huge, powerful garden hose. I'm going to hose everybody down and say, enough is enough is enough. It's very more important, right? Much more important right now to realize how incredibly fortunate you are with what you've got. Even if it feels like you might have lost something or lost someone, please, like everybody, hold still for a moment and please understand how incredibly wealthy we are just to be alive right now, to have each other that we can even fight with. Sometimes it's amazing. Sometimes we really need to blow stuff out, blow off steam and let things out. Be grateful that of like so much that you have around you, perhaps friends, family, loved ones, uh, in a way that endures, that can endure the fight. We don't know yet. I don't know what this is not an extended reading. All I'm suggesting here, Eric, is that this cannot be solved. These are problems that cannot be fixed. And the more you try to fix them, the worse it's going to get. So my feeling is if you can't do it yourself, to separate, someone has to say enough is enough. And then let's just pretend Terra Illumination did that for you and took the garden hose on maximum power and just blasted everybody so that the fighting can't continue. Everybody, listen, please understand how lucky you are, okay? And then have a look, dry off, and then look at the situation again. Maybe it's best just to accept the facts as they are and start all over again, okay? Start the happy family thing all over again from scratch. All right, Eric, that's all I'm going to say for this one. Thank you so much. I hope I didn't hurt your feelings or expose anything too awkward or, uncomfortable for you. I don't mean to do that, but sometimes it happens in readings. I'm sorry. It's perfectly normal in a private reading for everybody to come completely unglued. But this is like an open forum, and I don't want anybody to have a breakdown or anybody to feel as though that I'm deliberately hurting them or misinterpreting things. I'm doing everything I can to help you guys love and be loved. That's all. Katherine, you're up. All right, Katherine? All right, here we go. Here we go. I'm sorry that I'm not keeping track of all the names. It's just so hard now. And I'm concentrating as much as I can on just giving a few readings to you guys out there. And then that's about all we can do. I mean, the whole point of the show is free readings for your fun, for your entertainment purposes, and to make you aware of the Tarot Illumination services that are available for you. Okay? So if you need anything, just come to the channel and you can, to the website, and you can book private readings there if you really want to. Okay? Katherine, you're up. Cards are already well shuffled. I'm trying to really clear the deck from the last reading so that there's no repeats. Sometimes it happens no matter how much we shuffle. Okay? So please bear with me. No jumpers, flyers, oracles, no reversals. Just going to keep it really simple. Okay? All right. Hey, Ivona. Hi, Ivona. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. All right, here we go. Let's see what's happening, Katherine. Please, sometimes these readings are for everybody. Sometimes it's like we have a sacrificial soul in the room, and the reading might not make any sense to them, but it makes a lot of sense to other people. That happens sometimes. And I hope we can make it up to the person who felt that they didn't get a good reading. Okay? But anyway, Katherine, this one's for you. Here we go. Here's the situation. Here's the challenge. Here's how we're going to handle it. And what's the weather like for you? Okay. It's like this is Katherine saying enough is enough is enough. The circumstances are indicating, Katherine, this is the time to exercise the healing power of no. And at the very extreme levels, it is the healing power of a total uck you, if necessary, okay? No harm intended. It's just that the Queen of Swords is extremely intolerant of anything that is not true and good and honest and straightforward. There's just not enough time in this life, in our lifetimes, to put up with the endless BS that's out there, okay? So Katherine, it's a very strong indication. Now is the time to put up the hand. Use the healing power of no, okay? If you're feeling that coming at you, then maybe it's very important to acknowledge the healing power of no coming at you from others or somewhere else, you know? Sometimes we don't like that when somebody puts up the hand and says, excuse me, no, Katherine, I'm sorry. No. Also, if you have to, sometimes it's very, very, very hard for people, especially who are very, if you're very compassionate and loving by nature. It's very hard if you're a compassion junkie to say, "Excuse me, no, I can't help you. You are the cause of your own demise, and you have to figure it out. The most loving thing I can do for you right now, dear person, is to say no." That's very, very hard to do. All right, Katherine, what's going on? What's the situation? Okay, maybe you're dealing with someone who represents absolute power to the point of oppression, almost to the point of bullying, bulliness, or the despotic dictator type of energy. Okay, and then you might be in a situation now, Katherine, where you are being asked to stand up to this energy and say no. Or maybe they are coming at you and saying, "Dear Katherine, it's about time you heard this. Enough is enough. No." And this is an absolute expression of energy here. The Emperor uh, does not apologize for being who they are or what they do. They just want what they want for themselves, which is, in a very good, benevolent leader, is great for everybody else. But in a despotic energy, that's only self-serving. It's purely, purely self-serving, typically at the expense of anyone and everyone else. So, Katherine, if the situation is that you're behaving like a dictator or a despot, that's not cool, and you're going to end up getting called out. Okay, eventually someone's going to say enough is enough. If someone else is behaving very despotically towards you, and you're having to be the one who calls out enough is enough, that's very, very tough too. So, what is the challenge here, Katherine? Okay, accepting the consequences. In other words, everything is exactly as it should be. And why is that? Because it's because it can't be any other way. It's just the facts of life. Things are the way they are. This situation is exactly the way it should be because it can't be anything else. And that might be the problem here, because with this card of consequences, the Three of Wands, the challenge might be accepting, like, the consequences of life, the behavior, like whether it was your behavior or someone else's behavior to get to this position now where enough is enough, and we're using the healing power of no. Um, it can be very almost shocking to realize, oh my gosh, all of this was inevitable. Oh no. In other words, you're starting to see, what they call it, the ships coming in. In other words, if this has been building up for some time and now it's here, it's happening. But that's the problem. Like, oh my gosh, this is actually happening right now. How are we going to deal with this? This is like karma, big karma, coming home to roost. Is it really positive, yummy karma? I think they call that dharma. Or is it really challenging negative karma? In other words, uh, poor decisions, uh, poor whatever it might be, uh, that's coming back to roost, like coming back to haunt you, so that you're seeing the consequences of what's been going on in your life. And it might not be fun, it might not be acceptable, and it might not be what you ever wanted or even thought you deserved, but this is what's happening. And that's the problem, accepting the reality that this is what's happening and realizing it, like, oh my gosh, like this is an inevitability. So how do we deal with this? Okay, my feeling is that this is the Ten of Cups. Okay, if this is coming out in some way, like maybe there's a breakup here between you, Katherine, and someone of great significance, and you're starting to see the consequence, and maybe this is about time. Maybe this is actually a good thing, you know? Maybe this is really, really good for you. Even though it might be very daunting, maybe it's time to see this whole thing as the possibility for, like, you to get back to what really, really counts for you, being happy for you in the inside in ways that you can share with anyone and everyone else in a way that is like healthy and appropriate and fully loving, where, let's say, you can be very deeply appreciated and others can really deeply appreciate you in a very safe setting where it all kind of makes sense again. So if there's something building up here, Katherine, which is either perhaps very exciting or it's very challenging, and it requires having to say no, or someone is saying no to you, please see the chance that this might actually be a happy ending in its own way somehow, even though it might be very challenging to get there. Okay? Please anticipate a happy ending by seeing the good in all the situation. All right. Thank you, Katherine. I hope you get something out of it. Hope it made something to you. All right, Inkpot, what have we got here? I've got a bunch of names. I don't know if I can do all this. What time is it? It's 9 o'clock already. All right, let's have a look. Inkpot. I hope you're still here. You don't have to say anything, Katherine. You don't have to say it was a good reading or a bad reading. It's okay. I hope I didn't hurt your feelings or touch on anything very delicate, okay? Thank you, Katherine, for letting me read for you and for doing this in public. You're very, very gracious, okay? Okay, so what's going on now? Looks like you're up, Inkpot. Inkpot, you've visited here before quite a few times. I can't remember if I've ever given you a reading. I honestly don't know. I'll tell you a little secret about tarot Lumination. I don't remember anything. Once all the reports are put out and recorded, I forget them. I don't even know that I did them. Once we do readings, I forget all about it. And I'm sorry about that. It's just how it is. I need to stay very light and clear, and I can't be like collecting baggage because it just weighs me down and I can't serve you properly. So I just wanted to let you know. Okay, no hard feelings there, anybody. It's not like I forget you. It's just that it's better. It's actually better if I don't know. It's almost like it's better if we meet each other for the first time every time. Oh, good, Katherine. I'm glad you got something out of that. Thank you so much. Okay. I hope you're having fun, Jenny. I see your name on the screen now and again. So we'll have to figure this out another time. Inkpot, the cards are shuffled, okay? This is your reading now, okay? We're going to cut it up, and then we're going to read. I made a very nice even break there. You probably can't see it from where you are, but I did. Situation, challenge. How are we going to handle it? And what's the weather like? Wow. New beginnings, Inkpot. So you might be looking at the world in a whole new perspective now, and it's probably time to do that because of this. So my feeling now, Inkpot, is that starting middle of next week and for the rest of this month, you're going to start to feel a new shift, new change, new direction in life where you might not know what you're doing or where you're going, but it's kind of refreshing, and it's like it's okay to completely surrender to a whole new, what I would call a lifestyle package deal that opens up in front of you in wherever this is happening in your life. This is a huge, huge new green light for new beginnings, new starts in the Capricorn part of your chart, wherever this lies in your chart, okay? So this could be anywhere for you, Inkpot. This could be absolutely anywhere. And wherever this lies, let's say it lies right here, that's where you're going to have your new beginnings, where you might feel completely ignorant, not having a clue about what to do or how to do it. But that's the whole point of new beginnings, new chapters in your life. This is a fantastic time for you. Don't be scared. What's the situation? You're scared. It's okay. It's okay. It's very easy to be scared with these kind of energies right now. We've got 6 planets piled up in Capricorn, pounding on everybody somewhere in their lives. And depending on who you are, it's going to have a serious impact. I'm sorry. I can't say it now. Serious impact for you, Inkpot. I'm sorry about that. I got all messed up. I got tongue-tied. So the situation might be that um, Inkpot, you might be freaking out, totally freaking out about what's happening to you, what's happening in your life, what's opening up to you, what it could be really scary. Like, what's happening? Where am I going? What am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to do it? With what am I supposed to do it? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. What is it? Well, that's why we do Terra Illumination Live. Let's have a look. What is the challenge? This could be everything freaking you out, all your worst nightmares, all happening at once. It's just super stressed anxiety. So, what is the challenge? Let's have a look. Okay. Oh, whoa. Big decisions about what to do. Yeah. So, when you're looking into the great unknown, into the big void, into the big vast universe of the unknown, yeah, that's when you are called upon to be in the moment, in the present, in the now. It's like what we do in those general readings on the channel, Terra Illumination. I call it a journey spread for the heart. But one of the key things about the spread and the journey is the process of decisions, the healing power of your decisions. Every heartbeat making new decisions. What am I going to do now? What do I need now? What's next? What's next? What's next? And then always having to serve the heart, bring the heart what it needs to love and be loved. Okay. And so if you're feeling a bit lost about what's happening and how to do that, it's understandable because you might not be used to thinking of life as a journey where we are always making decisions and then we experience outcomes. In other words, thoughts are things. Thoughts turn into words, which turn into deeds, which turn into consequences, which turn into feelings like, oh my gosh, did I make a good decision? Wow, that feels good. Oh my gosh, I made a really sucky decision. This feels bad. And you'll see it in your life. And so it feels to me, Inkpot, that the big challenge here is that you're really scared of making big, important decisions about what to do and where to go and how to do it and who to do it with and why. You know, facing the great unknown, even if it includes a relationship. Maybe it's to do with the relationship. But you have to understand also, Inkpot, that you are divinely blessed here, divinely guided, and it's almost like a massive gift from heaven. It's almost like heaven is saying, Inkpot, this is your time. This is your time to become fully conscious and aware of the healing power of your decisions. What now? What am I going to do? Instead of outsourcing your decisions or worrying about this or that, suddenly realizing, oh my God, is that it? Is that all it is, Terra Illumination? It's just decisions, my happiness, my love life, or not, depends on decisions. And Terra Illumination is saying, yeah, uh-huh, yeah, good decisions or bad decisions. So how do we deal with all of this? More repeat cards. The first thing to do is uh, go into a private place like your bathroom, your boudoir, your safe place, your bedroom, somewhere where you feel very safe and cozy and happy and wealthy. And then take a good look at yourself and again realize how incredibly fortunate you are. And without that awareness of all your gifts, your talents that you have by nature, that you have earned by nature, that you have inherited by nature, that you have been gifted by nature, it's all there for you and you deserve that. Okay. And this is very good for other people too. So the question is to become fully aware about how truly blessed you are in some way or other in your life with all your gifts and your talents and resources, and then figuring out what to do with it, making very big, bold, brave decisions from the attitude of gratitude, understanding how amazing life is, how lucky it is to be Inkpot, how lucky you are to be who you are with all everything that you have, and not be freaked out by it. Don't be freaked out by your own awesomeness. Don't be freaked out about how much is out there for you and about how much that you deserve. according to your decisions. It's all about becoming self-empowered. That's what I feel here for you, Inkpot. By becoming aware through the attitude of gratitude, very, very, very heavy, strong emphasis on the attitude of gratitude here. uh, before we make any rash decisions or just running around in the wild, let's come down to earth. It's like just like lock yourself in the room for a few minutes and tell yourself, I'm a very, very lucky person. I'm a very, very healthy person and a wealthy person. I'm a very happy person. In fact, I'm a very blessed person. I am Inkpot. I am the mighty Inkpot. Thank you very much. And realize it and know it and feel it and own it in your heart. Give yourself a massive love hug. I love myself. I am very loving. I am very loved. I am very worthy. I'm very deserving. I'm very open to receive all this love. I am very ready and I'm willing and I'm able to share all this love like little gold nuggets. Okay? By your decisions. Okay? All right. So that's what I'm going to say for now. Okay, Inkpot? I hope you get something out of it. And I hope I didn't scare you. All right? So have a super, super time. I think it's daytime for you, the morning, isn't it? All right, thank you, Inkpot. Having an Inkpot party. Nora, we've got Nora. Hello, Nora. It's okay, Inkpot. We do what we can here. Just to let you know, everybody, I'm starting to run out of steam. I think it's time for another little quickie song here. I got 2 more readings. It's probably about as much as I can handle. Okay, so Inkpot, it's very early in the morning. All I'm saying is please understand how fortunate you are, how blessed you are, and just tell yourself, today is a beautiful day. I'm an extremely lucky person. I'm very happy. Even if you're crying your eyes out, please understand it is a privilege to do that, to be a human being and have the ability to cleanse ourselves and heal ourselves, be our own self-healers. Crying is a very, very, very powerful tool for self-healing. Of course, a lot of people don't like to do it because it feels very uncomfortable, especially getting to the point when you break down and go into tears. That's what terrifies people. They don't want to go there, so they don't. And they do anything and everything to avoid that. I see that a lot on this channel. It's okay. It's okay to cry. It's okay to love yourself. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to face all the shadows and the shameful things that we do in our lives, that other people do to us, that we do to others, and just accept that we are humans and we have a right to love and be loved. And what everyone else does with their perception of you, that's their business. You still have a right to love and be loved according to what you feel is good and most loving for you. And shame on anyone who would get in your way, or stop you from being the most loving person that you can be for yourself. So just go for it, Inkpot, okay? Just effing go for it, all right? Nora, you're up. Actually, I need another break, people. I'm getting kind of wiped out here. Sorry. Hold on. I'm going to put on another little tune. I hope you don't mind. Hold on. Stay there, don't go away. I need a break. I'm going to put Taste Your Dreams. I'm going to put the song Taste Your Dreams, okay? Stay there. Okay. Fratelli, hi Fratelli.
If you wish for a simple miracle,
If you
if you wish to can happen right away. Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. All you need is some faith, is the will. Ask for it, and it will come to you today. I want you to be oh so happy. I want you to be your higher self. Yeah. I want you to live and die laughing. Taste your dreams today. Taste your dreams this way. Yeah. Da 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 da. La da 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 da. And if you wish to be in a state of grace, ask for it.
More cranberry juice.
Meet you face to face. And if you wish, if you dare to dream, you will find that it's easier than it seems. Hey, hey, I want you to be oh so happy. I want you to be your higher self. Yeah. I want you to live and die laughing. Taste your dreams.
Carsono 5, South Africa. Hello, hello, South Africa.
Taste your dreams this way. Oh.
Hello, Reina. Hello, Reina. Hello, Carsono. Hi.
I want you to be so happy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I want you to be your higher self. Yeah, yeah. I want you to live and die laughing. Taste your dreams today. Taste your dreams this way. Taste your dreams this way. Taste your dreams today.
Okay, let's have a look. Hold on. Stay there, people. Stay there. Hold on. Hey, Hot Diggity. What's going on? Hi, Lena. Did I say hi, Lena, already tonight? I know you're here. I've seen your name on the screen quite a few times. Hi, Mary. Hi, Fratelli. Hey, everybody. Fratelli does readings. Fratelli has a Facebook page or something, and she has an after party. There's the Fratelli after party. Once Tarot Illumination Sunday Night Live is finished, then sometimes Fratelli likes to do readings for people later on, okay? For the night crowd, the late night crowd. Yeah. So let's have a look here. Let's have a look. What's going on? Okay, Nora, I just want to have another sip. Cheers, everybody. This is my other kind of cranberry juice, as you know. An excellent vintage cranberry juice, by the way. Thank you. It's your birthday? You don't have to work today? It's your birthday? Oh my God, Fratelli, you're getting a reading. You're getting a reading. Even if I have to stay up late. All right. Let's see what's going on, people. All right, Nora, what's happening? Okay, Nora, are you out there? I hope you're still there, Nora. Hope you're still there. Nora, can you type in the screen and let us know you're here? because I can't see you. I'm watching over at the screen now to make sure you're here. I'm glad you understand, Mary, about the cranberry juice. It's very, very good for me. Yes. Nora, are you here? Nora, 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 can you please type in? Please type in the screen. Let us know you're here. Nora. Nora. Yes, Queen Kelly, I'm glad you understand. I do love the grape juice. Yes. Nora, where are you? Did you leave already? You know what? If Nora's not here, we're just going to keep moving. Queen, you're up. Yep. Woohoo. Oh, yeah. Queen K, you are up. You are up. It looks like Nora's a no-show. I'm sorry, Nora. Oh, there you are. Oh, goodness. Whew, I almost lost you. Man, what are you doing? Oh, God. I freak out when I pull up their name, but they don't show up. Please, please, please. She's here. I got it. Thanks, Abby. Thanks for covering. Nora, you're up. Cards are already well shuffled. And we are going to the last second now. I'm letting you know that Tarot Illumination is on burnout time, and I've got 3 more, and that's all I can handle tonight, okay? So I'm sorry about that, but I'm just letting you guys know so that if you want to get an early night and you know you're not going to get a reading and you can't stand it and you can't afford to wait any longer, then I'm just letting you know. This is it. So we're reading for Nora, okay? We're going to read for Nora, and we're going to read for Queen Kelly, and then we're going to read for Fratelli because it is Fratelli's birthday and she has the day off, so she's having a Tarot Illumination after party. Apparently, Jenny is here as the moderator, trying to be the moderator because we don't know the technology, but Jenny is going to try and help people to take the shuttle bus over to Fritelli for their follow-up readings. Yay! Isn't that exciting? Isn't that fun? Yeah, it's fun. I got it. We got you. We got you, Nora. You're here. I got you. I saw you type it in. So you're here. All right. Let's have a look. We are shuffled. Here we go. Here we go. I just had a bizarre tickling sensation, like somebody very special is very nearby, tickling me in the ribs just for the fun of it, just for the mischief. So there you go. I'm just letting you know, everybody. There are magical forces around us all the time, and I'm very, very lucky. I have an amazing, wonderful team of angels who love me very, very much, and I love them very much. And I have very frequent, regular encounters, visits, visitations, viewings, whatever you want to call it. Clairvoyance, clairsentience, clairaudience, clairtouchiance, even clairtouchiance. Who knew? Who knew there was such a thing called clairtouchiance? But as you know, Tarot Illumination is very hands-on. This is a very hands-on channel. So the touching is a very important part of this. We live a lot of our life through our hands. Okay? So there you go. All right. I can't remember if I cut, but I'm going to cut again anyway. So there you go. I'm sorry, Nora. I'm sorry if I got distracted or messed up. Things get pretty wobbly towards the end of the night. All right, there you go. So, there we go. Here's the situation. Here's the challenge. Here's how we're going to handle it. Okay, Nora, you can handle it. What's the weather like? How are you going to make the best of this weather? Bam! Oh, this is going for it. This is like Nora all fired up. I want, I want, I want, I want. I deserve, I deserve, I deserve, I deserve. I need this, I need this, I want that. I am going to get it. I'm going to have it. I need it. I want it. I deserve it. Yum, yum, yum. Give me what I want. I'm going to go get it. And I am going to have a lot of fun on the way. And I'm going to share that with you. This is, some people would call this the horny card. This would be an indication that maybe, Nora, this is the time to really go for it if you got the hots for someone, or really go for it if someone's got the hots for you, and just like bring it on, baby, that kind of energy. But of course, it might be something a bit more, let's say, esoteric. Maybe you have a lot to share with us. Maybe you have a huge vision, a passion, a vision, a goal that really needs to be expressed and brought out. Like it's about time for Nora to be Nora, okay? Excitedly and like putting everything you've got behind it. This is basically like having very, very good weather, okay? So let's see, what's the actual situation, okay? Just because we have awesome weather that's very supportive of you doesn't necessarily, I don't know, hopefully you're going to make the best of it. What's the situation? Okay, this is just say a degree of innocence in the circumstances, in the situation where you you have all the best of intentions. You know that the universe has got your back. You know that like you're in alignment with the universe, and you're going for it on the understanding that you don't really have it all together yet, but it doesn't matter because the whole point is that it is a journey. You know, that's why we do the journey spread at Tarot Illumination for the general readings, because it's literally heartbeat by heartbeat that we live our lives. And each heartbeat, you could factor that as a decision. What now? What now? What now? What now? What am I going to do with my life force? What am I going to do with my energy? What am I going to do with all my talents? What am I going to do with all my gifts? What am I going to do with all my situations and opportunities? What now? What now? What now? This is very exciting. This is very good, but it's also about doing it with a very realistic, down to earth, grounded approach where you're not just running around like like blind raving drunk happy like woo, woo, yeah, I'm going for it, I'm Nora, I'm going for it. This is understanding that you have in many ways really good fortune smiling on you, and it's time to go for it in a very sensible, thoughtful, methodical way. Like, oh my gosh, this is it. It's like, shh, hey everybody, this is my moment. This is my time. I get it. I don't exactly know what to do or how to do it, but it doesn't matter. All I know is that I'm supposed to start doing it now. Okay. And then we'll figure it out as we go along. Okay. Because I don't know everything. Okay. It's normal. It's all right. So, what is the challenge with all this innocence here and this good fortune, this good weather? Okay, it might be that you're a little bit scared. Might be scared of your own awesomeness, and you might be stuck in the mud, like worrying, can you actually do this? Is this real? Is this actually for real? Does this kind of good luck and good fortune actually exist? Am I really that desirable? Am I really this awesome? Are my opportunities really this good? Are my chances this good? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes I really get lost. Sometimes I get all worried about whether I'm really worthy or not. Am I really worthy to do? Am I really deserving? Am I really open? Am I ready, really ready or willing or able to receive? Things were okay. I did this, but I messed up. I did this, but I messed up. And I did that, but I messed up. I'm so scared if I do this all again, I'm going to mess up. Oh, oh no, oh no, oh no. So the challenge is, again, not getting stuck in the past, not getting sucked up by all your fears or all the feelings of like coulda, woulda, shoulda, if only, if only, if only, if only everything was exactly perfect. So I didn't actually have to do all this cool new stuff. The challenge now is to realize that you are in a really good place, and it's time for you to like get out of the like get out of the mud. Like if you're used to, if you've lived for so long like being stuck in the mud, this is a chance to get out and realize this is an opportunity. See this as a chance to tune into what really really counts now, uh, like the evidence of love, how love works in terms of evidence, not a fantasy, not a dream, not a wish, but the evidence of love. But that can only happen when you realize it requires a big shift of attitude. And it might be just to do with courage. It might be the whole idea of realizing I'm Nora and I'm just used to being meek and humble and going along to get along, and I make do, and I do pretty well. But no, this is the time for Nora to really go for it and enjoy what it feels like to go for it and receive the big love that you deserve, and in order that you can share the love. In other words, be open to receiving the healing power of love from heaven. Ask for it. I ask for the healing power of love to fill my body from up above. Thank you very much. Step 2, I ask for the healing power of love to fill my mind from up above. Okay. Step 3, I ask for the healing power of love to fill my heart from up above. Ooh, wow, this starts to feel good. I kind of get it. More, more, more. I ask for the healing power of love to fill my whole soul from up above. Do it, please, now. You see, I get it. I get it. I get it. I'm doing it. I'm shifting my attitude from woe is me to like, wow, wow is me. Okay? Like, awesome. I am loving. I am loved. I deserve it. Okay? And then getting it. That's the challenge. It's the attitude. It's the attitude of gratitude, being willing to take those huge, courageous shifts of attitude, understanding that energy flows where attention goes. If you're consumed with not what's not working, but you're extremely aware of what could be working for you, what can happen is that all this amazing energy disappears because you lost it, because you get so sucked up in this. So the challenge is to understand energy flows where the attention goes. So by shifting your attention through a conscious, deliberate decision by the invocation that we just used, for example, you can get back into the flow of love, receiving the healing power of love, into your life, receiving the energy of heaven, receiving love and healing into your world, and then going forward. That's the challenge, though. It's the attitude, it's the perception, it's the knowledge that you can shift this through your attitude. Okay, so what happens? Let's see, how do we deal with this? The way we deal with it is understand that a lot of it is in the mind. Oh my gosh, why didn't anybody tell me? Thank you, Terra Illumination, for saying these weird things. Thank you so, so much. Now I can get stuck. Now I can release myself from all the mud and the emotional dramas and ups and downs, and have a much simpler perspective that allows you to move on in a much simpler, more clear uh, manner, which leads to happiness. It's in some ways it's very, very simple. It's always about making loving decisions to love yourself first. What feels good? What feels good to you right now, Nora? Listen to that very clearly. Like, I would like to stay up a little bit later tonight just to hang out with the crowd, even though I've just had my reading. That's a decision. Are you going to do that or not? Are you going to leave the show as soon as your reading is over? It's up to you. But by doing loving things, like if your heart wants this, like I want to try something new, I want to learn something new, I want to expand and grow and invest my talents and energies in something new, you make decisions to do that. And when you do that by shifting the attitude, by self-conditioning and leaving behind the sucky attitudes that don't work, just dump them, and only bring the cool stuff that does work. Take that with you, just like these folks are doing. Just bring the essentials. Nothing else matters. What really matters is good attitude, good perceptions, truth, honesty, respect, kindness, consideration, affection. And these are very, very simple things. And you bring that stuff with you like a backpack. That's all you need. And then everything lies ahead in a much simpler, more clear unfolding for you. Okay, Nora? So I hope that works. I hope you get something out of it. We're going to move on. Terra Illumination is slowly falling apart. Very gently. We've got a couple more readings left inside of me, and that's all we have anyway. That's all we can handle. So here we go. Queen K, you're up. Queen Kelly. Yes. Brady Boyd, what's up? What's up, dude? Welcome to the show, dude. Angie Love. Hey, Brady, you've been here before. I recognize your name. Thanks for showing up. Thank you, Queen Kelly. Queen Kelly, you're up. Hey, Giggle. Giggle, welcome. Hi, I didn't see you earlier. Welcome to the show. Hi. I hope you're good. God, I would love. You know what? I just wanted to share something with you guys, just for fun. We got 2 more readings, okay? Then we're done for the night. Quite a while ago, we did this experiment where we were going to see what it's like to do Tarot Illumination Sunday live, but with the private meeting system that I have for the private readings, which is very powerful. And so what happened is we just did it, and then people started showing up. And as soon as they would show up, they would disappear, because what they realized, it's nothing like Tarot Illumination Sunday Night Live. Because when they actually showed up to the new show, it's like they're there. They're in the room. We can see you. We can hear you. We can talk with you. You can talk with Tarot Illumination. Tarot Illumination can talk with you. And that's really scary. Can you imagine doing Tarot Illumination Sunday Night Live as if you're in a private reading with a whole bunch of other people? It's freaky. Anyway, we tried it, and it freaked everybody out so much that we never did it, because as soon as everybody realized, oh, it's cool to hang out with Tarot Illumination and just chat in the chat room, but when we actually do it for real and we're actually hanging out with Tarot Illumination at the campfire and we're all there together hanging out, OMG, it's a whole other thing. So I didn't mean to scare you, but I just wanted to also let you know the potential of what is out there. So we might try it again one day if there were, like, say, 3 or 5 or 7 people who are courageous enough to do like a Sunday Night Live, just live. It's possible. I'm just letting you know it's possible. So there you go. Queen Kelly, you're up. Queen Kelly, you're up. I'm really trying to clear the deck, okay? I think we're good, but I'm still working at it. All right. All right, Queen Kelly, here we go. What's the situation? What's the challenge? How are we going to deal with it? And what's the weather like, by the way? Oh my gosh, look at this. Look at you, Queen Kelly. This is the energy around you. This is very fragile. This is very delicate. I'm going to tell you a little story today. I was dreaming about my sweetheart, just randomly in the middle of the day. She's living her life. I'm living my life. And there we go, just like everybody. But she was very much on my mind. And I kept thinking, I am so blessed. I am so, so incredibly freaking lucky that this thing is so beautiful and yet so fragile, because we come and go so quickly in this lifetime. We are literally like butterflies, okay? And then as soon as I thought of that, I was walking home from doing some errands. This butterfly just jumped in front of me. And I kept thinking, you remind me of my sweetheart. And the butterfly was flittering here, flittering there, and I felt this loving surge go through my body, like, what on earth is going on here? Oh, I realize it's the universe talking to me yet again. Okay, cool. It's just a butterfly hanging around, and I thought it'll be gone in a moment. But no, guess what happened? That butterfly kept following me, and then it would disappear behind me, and I'd think, well, where are you? And then it would come back around the other side, and then it would disappear and come back around the other side. It was having fun with me, and we were basically like flirting. I think the butterfly was flirting with me. So I started flirting with the butterfly, and it worked. So there you go. It's very beautiful. It's very delicate. It's fragile. It can come and go just like that. So Queen Kelly, my feeling is that for you right now, You might be in an environment where you have the potential to become aware of this kind of love. This is the most delicate, beautiful, serene love that you could ever want or wish for in your life, where it can even be to the point where it's really substantial when we're talking about love is as love does, where it's the chance to love and be loved, where it's about like, how do we do that? Well, it's by your decision. It's by a conscious, willing, deliberate decision to extend yourself above and beyond your comfort zones, your present status quo, and allow for the great unknown to happen to you. Allow for a tiny new layer of mystery to unfold for you, where you get to see that, oh, this is my chance to extend myself just a little bit more. Allow myself to go into the unknown, where you can extend yourself and offer love and healing to another that spiritually advances their soul and their well-being and their happiness. And at the same time, that's good for you too. And then on the other hand, allowing yourself to receive the love that you deserve as well by someone else's decision to love you, so that it becomes this amazing like equation: be loving, be loved. Huh, who knew? Be loving, be loved. Love yourself too. It really, really helps for things to work that way. And it's a conscious decision to love and be loved, so that love is as love does. So it's like, oh, it's like a formula. So you're saying Terra Illumination, it is a formula. Yes, through executed by the healing power of your decisions, understanding that you have the power to make very, very, very simple, pure decisions like, what now? What now? What is the most loving way to be right now for me, for you, Queen K, for your loved one? And just do it. If it's all about just having a delicious, flirty moment, then do that. If it's about holding hands while you're going through trauma, then do that. If it's about living through a very, very tough argument that needs to be done, then do that. If it means saying no, then do that. If it means accepting and saying yes, then do that. All by your decisions. What's the situation? Okay, another repeat card. The thing is, Queen Kali, you might be in a situation where you don't quite get it. Because if you're consumed by coulda this, woulda this, or shoulda this, and like consumed by the like events and experiences that condition you and make you feel like love's never going to happen. It doesn't exist. It's just something stupid in movies. Then if you keep going in that circle, then you deny yourself what is already there in front of you. If you think of this as a tiny miniature ace of cups, it's always there for you, so long as you remember to like have an attitude adjustment. Energy flows where attention goes, and you can see that all their attention is focused on what's not working. It might be full of love, or it might have been, or there was all the potential, but we need to focus on the now, very, very accurately, very acutely on the now. And the now is over here, okay? And that's where your power lies, in the now, where you can use the healing power of your decisions to tap in to this, the love that is right there for you now. Get it? You get it? Like when you tap into this, when you focus your attention over here, attitude of gratitude, understanding energy flows where attention goes. When you focus over here, you get this. Okay? When you focus over here, then you get, it's not there. It's like that little butterfly. It's just, it disappears. It's gone. It's very, very fleeting. This can exist and appear, or this can be gone in a very fleeting moment. It's that fragile. It's extremely fragile. And a lot of it is to do with your own awareness, your own attention. Energy flows where attention goes. Focus on the love. Be loving, be loved. So what is the challenge? Okay, understanding what it is. What is it really? Well, My feeling here at Tarot Illumination is that love is kind of like a commodity, like a gold bar. It's like a finite substance, like a gift that you have that you can share. It's like treasure, and it is very, very valuable because in the a lot of spiritual, you know, perspectives, there's universal love and it goes on forever, and we're always loving and being loved, and everything is just one big, wonderful hippie fairy story, and that's just fantastic. But what we're talking about here is love in the form of gold bars. Okay. You have a certain amount in your lifetime. What are you going to do with that? The challenge is understanding how incredibly beautiful love is when you think of it as a phenomenon that exists. Like the energy of heaven is real. It's literally like a hose. It's like an electric current. It's like water flowing through a hose or a pipe, and it flows best when the valves are open. When the valves are open, but when the valves are closed, it just stops. It just gets blocked. And so the challenge is understanding like the processes of like, oh my God, love is as love does. Oh, I see what you're talking about, Terra Illumination. Love is as love does. Oh, in other words, what am I supposed to do with all of this? Well, you ask yourself the question and then you listen for the answer because your angels will tell you. Well, they'll say, Queen K, what you're supposed to do is this. Who needs your love right now? Is it you? Have you got so much? Can you spare it? Do you have a child or a friend or a pet or a relative or a mother or a father or a job that needs your love right now? Then do that. And then when that's done, come back and make another decision. What's next? What's next? What's next? Is it time for you to love yourself? Have a hot bath, go for a spa, do some self healing, whatever it is. Understand that it is a current, it is a commodity that is expendable. You can't just squander it all and just pour it all out there and just it. It's very judicious awareness that it flows according to your decisions. Okay. So, what's the challenge? How are we going to deal with all of this? The understanding of what love is in a mechanistic way, understanding how love is as love does. Okay. Wow. Look at all that. Look at this reading. Look at this, Queen Kelly. It's all cups. The whole thing is cups. It's wall to wall cups. Look at this. This whole journey for you, Queen. My feeling for you, Queen, it's about coming into mastery, understanding what love really, really, really is. It isn't something like, oh, I had amazing a romantic interlude with somebody. Oh, I just had this, you know, like uh, like this flirt thing, or no, not a flirt. I'm thinking more like I had this very satisfying thing that happened. Um, but it's very fleeting. You know how we can fill our lives with stuff, with things, with experiences, with external events, with excitement, with activity, all these things that can mimic happiness, mimic joy, mimic love. But the kind of love that we're talking about here is the love that you can take to your grave and to the next lifetime and the next lifetime. And you own it at the pit of your soul, and no one can take that from you. We're talking about the way to look at this, Queen Kelly, is understand that this beautiful energy here is extremely fragile, and it's highly responsive to your decisions, your focus. Energy flows where attention goes. When you focus your uh, like the egoic self, your attention, your mind, your attitudes on loving and being loved, being loving, being loved, then that keeps building on itself. And you can rise to a level of mastery. You can own it. You can literally own it like a process, realizing, oh my God, it is a process. It is a phenomenon. It is a commodity. It is a process. It's like gold bars, or it's like a hose with water flowing through it. And you control that hose. You control the nozzle of the hose. You control the flow of the water out of the hose. It's all according to your decisions. Twos are about decisions, okay? Coming into mastery, like owning it, literally like a garden hose. Like, oh my God, I can do that. I can be that. I can actually be that. I can direct the flow. I can accept the love, move it through me, and I can project it outwards so that you become a hose. Sorry, it sounds weird, but you become an instrument of love, where you become a supreme master at being loving and being loved. Like you could almost teach it. Like it's like being an instrument of the will of heaven, allowing the healing power of love to move into you and through you and out of you into your life and your world to the level of mastery. It can be done. It can be done. And you won't be doubting this about yourself anymore. It's a process. Think of this as a lifelong process. It's a very tiny little reading, but it's a lifelong journey. Okay? All right, Queen Kelly, I hope that helps you in some ways. Yeah, a hose, a whole fire hose full of love. There you go. Or more gently, let's just call it a watering can. If you have a small garden and you don't use a hose and you just use a little watering can, that's enough. Fritelli, happy birthday. Happy birthday. Da, da. Kissy Enrico. Hello, Kissy Enrico. I don't remember ever seeing your name here. Welcome to the show. Kissy Enrico. I'm sorry. I kind of got excited there for a moment. Hello, Kissy Enrico. Thanks for coming to the show. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, calm down, Fratelli. What was that you said? No. This is a clean channel, folks. There are children who watch this. I think there might be someone here. She might have gone to bed already. It's Precious Moments. She has little kids, and she likes to have her little kids watch this show. And we've cleaned up the show. Hey, Carsano 5. I'm not gonna have time to do a reading, but come back again, and we'll do it. This is gonna be my last reading for the night because I'm kind of pooped out. But one day I'd like to do a reading for you, okay, Carsano? Yeah, Lena. Did you get it? Did you get Fritelli's joke about her partner? This is a clean show, people. All right. I have a lot of extreme filters on this show to keep it clean so we don't get ourselves into trouble. Go, Queen Kelly. Well, okay, Carsona 5, no worries. Yeah, I just want to say hi too. So Fritelli is going to be doing an after party, okay? So once we're done here, folks, you can go over and hang out with Fritelli and get, stay up extra super late and have fun because Fritelli is having a birthday party. Whoa, 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 whoa. All right, let's see. Here we go. Fritelli. All right, here we go. Let's see what's going on. What's the situation? What's the challenge? How are we going to handle this? What's the weather like, Fritelli? Oh, it's all too much. Too much. It's all too much. Maybe maybe you've just had enough with the way things are and it's time to just chill. It's just like, you know what, Fritelli? You can't carry the whole world on your back. I mean, you can see the image here. It's pretty obvious. But that's kind of good to know right now. You're going to be okay. But this time with your birthday, if you're a Capricorn and you're going to be starting this whole new life, it's a whole new change of identity. You can put it down. Capricorns, you're very, very good at carrying heavy loads for a long time for a lot of other people. Being a boss, being a leader, being out there, making the tough decisions, doing a lot of the tough things that no one else wants to do, which identifies you as a leader. But this time, my feeling is that it's really important starting with this, since you are a Capricorn sun sign by birth, if you want to look at this frequently, this chart looks just like this for you. Okay, so this means huge new shifts, huge new beginnings happening for you in yourself, your sense of self, who you are, why am I here, what do I do, and at the same time, how everyone else sees you too. Okay, so you could be in for a very interesting journey for these next 3 years, because this is a big 3-year journey. It's already started, but the real beginning starts at the new moon in the middle of next week. Okay, so what's going on? Okay, it's time to chill and take a lot of pressure off yourself and take a much lighter, gentler approach to life, which might be hard for you to do if you're used to working under a lot of pressure, putting yourself under a lot of pressure. And the whole idea of just letting go and saying, I need to take a break, that might be very almost unnatural for you. Let's have a look. What's the situation? My feeling is that what you really want here is to come into full, this has been several times tonight. So there's a lot of indication for a lot of us that we want to come into a higher level of understanding, of sovereignty of self. This is becoming, my feeling is for you, Fratelli, learning how to become much more loving of yourself. And by so doing, becoming a master, becoming very, let's say, aware. I think we just did this in a recent reading, a few readings ago. Coming into mastery about owning this kind of energy so that you are not so burdened by the world and all the traumas and turbulence and drama of the world, but more like you can become much more still, much more calm, and all of the BS that's going on all around out there, that's not your BS. That's everyone else's business. And it's time for you to take full dominion, full ownership of your life and not everyone else's anymore. Okay? I don't know if you have to work with a lot of people or deal with a lot of people, whatever it is, kids, friends, family, nieces, nephews, jobs, co-workers, or whatever it is, and you're always like picking up everybody's load, picking up after them, to make sure everything works properly, and doing a great job. But it's time to live and let live. It's much more about now. The situation is it's time for Fritelli to rise to your own sovereign self in a way that you've never done before. But you can't do that by carrying everyone else's baggage for them. Okay, it's very much the time now for you to take full charge and ownership, and that you only have a certain number of breaths and heartbeats in your life, and you need all of those for you. All of them, every single one. Take full ownership of it like it is your kingdom. You are the sovereign master, the sovereign leader of your world. And that world is you, okay? Love you first. Love you primarily first. And make yourself the boss of you now, where you're not always subject to everyone else's problems. It's a big new shift, a big new change in attitude where it's very much about self-respect. That's what I feel here, Fratelli. It's very much to do with a much gradual learning how to increase self-love, self-respect, dignified uh, attitude towards the self. And it's not going to happen quickly. It's about over the next 3 years, this is about gently setting down all the burdens that are not yours. Okay? This has nothing to do with you. Okay? Setting it all that down, and all the energy and life force and passion that you have been expending over here, it's time to dedicate that energy to you. All of these powerful wands energies, they need to be dedicated and repurposed for you. Okay. So what's the challenge? Okay. My feeling is that you might be scared of this. Oh, this is a lot about self-healing. That's my feeling. You got to feel it to heal it. If you're not used to, Capricorns, you can be very, very good at suppressing your feelings in order to deal with what needs to be done in life. And then what happens is you're actually burying yourself into more and more and more deeper challenges, then it becomes harder and harder to heal. So if you look at this as a chance to of self-healing, as this is an opportunity now to put all this stuff down and start to love yourself and heal yourself first, okay? Which again, we are not taught to do. Very few parents tell their children, you must love yourself first, my dearest. No. They teach you how to go to school, how to learn math, how to suck it up, how to accept being abused and pulverized and crushed into, the status quo. You got to get this exam. You got to pass this course. You need to be an indigo baby child right now. You need to be able to read Shakespeare by the time you're 7. You need to be able to get into university and be a genius and a master and rich and successful by the time you're 27. You know, because everyone's scared and desperate that it's not going to work. But my feelings here for you, Fratelli, it's all about, it's time for, get out. You don't have to do the old-fashioned Capricorn thing. It's much more about coming into leadership, being very kind, generous, studious, applying all those very noble qualities of Capricorn energy about leadership, being able to make tough decisions, but make it about you now. Time for you to heal yourself. But that's the problem. You're not used to that. This is a very powerful card that's an indication that the heavens want you to start healing yourself. They want you to heal. They want you to be healed. But it has to happen by a decision. And you might not be used to it. You might be scared of this. And that's the challenge. It might feel completely alien to you to accept what we've just been talking about here, that it's time for you to heal yourself. Like if you are in the healing arts, for example, Fratelli, like when you're giving tarot readings for people, that's kind of like a healing practice. So it's time for you to receive some healing yourself, okay? Talk about healing the healer. Healing the healer, it might be time for you to heal, Fratelli, okay? That's what I'm sort of feeling here. And it's very hard for healers to heal that. Excuse me. I was tripping over myself. A lot of professional healers, they are consumed with healing and then they burn out. How's that going to work for the long term? That's not good. That's not very self-loving. All right, so how are we going to deal with this? How are we going to deal with the challenge of healing and self-healing? And how are we going to deal with the challenge of healing the healer here? Okay. Look at this. Huge cards, Fratelli. It's allow yourself to die before you die. Allow yourself to collapse. If you are struggling to hold your whole life and your world together, give up. Just walk away. Give up and say, you know what? I can't take it anymore. I don't need it anymore. I'm crushed. I am being crushed. And this is all happening because I allow this to happen. This is ultimately self-destructive. I understand that now. Thanks for explaining that, Tarot Lumination. It's a very weird way to come about to this understanding, but I get it. And I'm pretending I'm Fratelli now when I'm talking. So the idea is to understand the way to handle this situation about healing the healer is allow yourself to put down your burdens, which you might be terrified to do, because sometimes we are so attached to our burdens that becomes our identity. In other words, we are so identified with our pain, our suffering, our dreams, our passions, our desires, that they consume us, and we forget that we are just simple beings that need to love and be loved. And so for the Capricorn journey here, it's all about deep transformational healing, understanding that this is inevitable. Okay, this is going to happen anyway. So if you fight it, If you resist the process of coming into mastery of self-healing, then it's going to be a very painful, bumpy road. But if you allow yourself very gently over the next few years to start putting down things that are not your business, just give it up. And every time you do that, you now have more resources, more passion for you. And you keep doing that systematically until you come to a level of mastery, which is where you need to be, which I think is what you want. But it's going to come through a very deeply transformational process that you've probably never encountered before. So you are going to feel like a very different person in a few years. Other people will see you as a very different person in a few years. And that's a good thing. That's very, very healing. This is very much to do with right now, Jupiter is in Scorpio and Mars is in Scorpio. So it's tremendous pressure on deep transformational soul healing. Okay? Transformational healing, vibrational energy healing at the very depths of your soul, allowing that to happen by deliberately putting down all of this stuff that's none of your business. Okay? And focus on what works for you. Healing the healer. Physician, heal thyself. Those are the words of Hippocrates. All right, here we go. Mary, you're staying to the end. You're staying to the end of the show. That's very courageous. Okay, everybody, I've had it with the readings. I'm sorry. That's enough. Sorry to everybody who didn't get a reading, and it's tough. I don't know what to do. Oh, this is just for fun. I love doing this for you guys. I'm kind of tired. It's late Sunday night here, and I'm going to start chilling out and going back to my little tiny personal life, my little world, and I'm going to bless you all, and we're going to do this again. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. We're going to do this again. And by the time we come back here next week, we are going to be in that vortex of this massive new energy of this amazing new moon. This is a big deal for the whole planet. It's a big green light for the next 3 years, okay? So just get yourselves in alignment, okay? And we're going to make the best of this wherever this lives in your chart, in your life, in your world, okay? Okay, I'm going to play a little song now, and we're going to hang out. So stay there. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Come alive before the sun is rise. When the sun does rise, I reach out for the skies. Opening my hands to welcome the day. Gather the sun's rays before on my way. And the healing vibrations rattle through my soul, shaking out the poisons, making me whole. Casting out diseases by chanting the word. The sounds of the universe by all will be heard. Resonate inside us, love is the word. Moving through the day, may no accidents arise.
Giving thanks to heaven that I'm still alive. Blessing my enemies, blessing the ones I love. Praying for forgiveness from any damages I've done. The healing vibrations rattle through my soul, shaking out the poisons, making me whole. Casting out diseases by chanting the word. The sounds of the universe by all will be heard. Meditate inside us. Love is the word. Now the day is done and moon is on the rise. My trials and tribulations all bottled up inside.
Hey Abby, hi Abby, hi Abby. Hi Abby, I see you there, I see you.
Shadows be gone before my eyes. Healing vibrations rattle through my soul, shaking up the poisons, making me whole. Casting out diseases by chanting the word. The sounds of the universe by all will be heard. Resonate inside us. Love is the word. And the healing vibrations rattle through my soul, shaking out the poisons, making me whole. Casting out diseases by chanting the word. The sounds of the universe by all will be heard. Resonate inside us. Love is the word. Love is the word. Yeah, love is the word. Love is the word. Love is the word.
Yay, yay. Exactly. Lena, I just realized your music is universal, TL. The sounds too. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. So check in again. I'm going to play another song. I know you're all going to bed now or just waking up and heading to work, okay? I'm just going to play this song. I like to close out with this one. It seems the right thing to do. I like to play it, okay?
Say the word, share the word. Speak the word, share the word. Say the word, praise the word. Feel the word of the word. Shake the world, hug the world, breathe the word, whisper the word, sigh the word, love the word, sing it out, take the word, share the word, speak the word, dance the word, say the word, praise the word, heal the word.
Happy Go Lucky. Hi, love you too. Thank you, Happy Go Lucky. Thank you. Yeah, I love you guys. Thank you, Abby. You're right. You're absolutely right, Abby. Tarot Illumination, Love Tribe. Thanks, Abby. I'll never be able to thank you. Oh, yeah. Like a wolf pack. Okay, that's the end of the show, everybody. It's been a true pleasure. It's been a true, true pleasure. Love doing this for you, and we'll do it again. Thank you, Abby. Thank you so, so much. Thank you, Jenny. We'll figure it out. Thank you for everybody whose name I missed and I couldn't catch you. Thank you for all the names that I said, but I can't remember them. I apologize. I kind of have a goldfish memory, which is partly why I'm able to do this in the first place, because I don't really carry a lot of baggage. Okay? I travel very, very light. I live extremely light. And we're going to do this again. And if you guys can hang in soon, we're going to have the Tarot Lumination. I think it's in end of February that we'll be doing this for a year, sometime in March, I think, something like that. So we're getting close to almost an anniversary, got a few months. And then we're going to start all over again. Okay? Start all over again. All right. Good night, everybody. It's been a pleasure. It's been a true pleasure. See you again soon.